Hi, everybody. This is Queen J. On my podcast of Queen J Production, I have Chris and I have Cigar Talk Toronto, aka we don't know his name. I don't actually know his name.
What's up? What's up? Thank
It's a
you for having
mystery.
me.
How you guys doing today?
Been better, been
Good.
worse. Can't complain, you know,
Yeah.
because we got things to do, things to talk about.
Right, right. I like that. Welcome to the shit show. I like I just now saw that. That's pretty cool. And you got your cigar, and I got my coffee. Got my Winnie the Pooh
Yeah.
coffee
Every
mug.
day is a good day when I can sit down and light a cigar and have a drink and just talk some nonsense. So
Yeah, yeah, that's what's
here
up.
we go.
That's what's up. So just starting out, so I started out kind of like in the hip hop scene by becoming a beat maker slash music producer, and then I went to Crass to become an engineer, an audio engineer, because I wanted to be like I wanted to be like Bruce Sweden, that worked with Quincy Jones off of you guys know Thriller and all that. Like I wanted to be just like him, right? And Phil Spector, not the crazy part, but like how he was like an innovator. And so I always was fascinated by that. Another name of Susan Smith was another one. But
Yeah.
yeah, so what got you guys started in hip hop? What made you guys interested in? Um,
I'll run that one first.
mhm.
Me, it was just I mean, I've been listening to hip hop since I was a kid. Like, it came from music discovery. Like, I didn't know that there was any other type of music other than country until I was like six or so, and because that's what my mom listened to, so that's what I listened to, and I didn't know that there was even another type till one day I was in a friend's vehicle and I heard the Eagles, Hotel California, and I was like, what is this? Everybody shut up! What is this? And then it just progressed to like trying to figure out like, oh, there's more stuff out there. So I've been on that same journey of discovery my whole life. Like just and hip hop really, um I started rapping at like 12 or so. So it was just a natural progression to keep with it. Like, some people stick with things, and it's one of the things that stuck with me for life.
Wow, wow. And what about you, Cigar Talk Toronto?
I'm gonna date myself here a little bit with this one. Um, I grew up around it. I always heard it in the neighborhood on the block. I grew up in a borough in Toronto called Scarborough. And my building was directly across the street from like this raggedy strip club called Caddy's that had this like Cadillac on the roof. No hotel, motel, that type of area. And I just always heard it. I had an older sister. She kind of listened to some hip hop. Um, what really like actually really got me into really getting into hip hop was actually the show New York Undercover. I don't know if anybody remembers that show, but it
Solid.
always started out right. They had some good like boom bap hip hop in the beginning, and I was a kid then, so that's what because back then in Toronto, the hip hop uh scene wasn't the way it was now. Like we didn't have that much access, so unless it was like Rap City or something like that, we weren't really getting anything underground. So New York Undercover really took those like underground boom bap artists, put them on the show, and then that's really what piqued my interest. And then movies like I used to love. There's one movie that I really love with Ice-T and Ice Cube in it. Old movie. Uh, I forget the name of it. Trespass. There we go.
Hmm.
So stuff like that, and then just hearing it around the block and like, okay, who's this? And then my sister came home with a Naughty by Nature cassette. And I was like, okay, let me check this out. And it just kind of went from there.
Wow, wow. That's awesome. So, what would you, both of you guys, what would you say your biggest influence was as far as hip hop? Who was your group? Like you listen to them all the time. Your favorite?
Was or is?
Hmm. It is. It should
Is
be.
okay.
Yeah.
Is currently currently I'm gonna say it's between Joyner Lucas because he's just, you know, I feel like he's one of those storytellers, which is a key component. And then on the other side is artists that I work with. I honestly work with some of my favorite artists in the world. T.O. Lestat, Florida Boy Tony. Like Florida Boy Tony is on in my car all the time, and it's somebody that I get to work with, and it's like, all right, well, I mean, shit, pick the right ones.
Yeah. What do you do with him? Like you record? Are you an engineer? Or you music producer?
I've done each. I've recorded him. I've produced some of the beats for him. And then I mean, general management and marketing assistance. I pretty much just help artists to get further faster. That's always the goal. Just help artists get further faster. I was an artist myself for, you know, shit, well, still am technically, but I really, you know, I realized that me being on the other side of the mic helped them to get further, and I could help them skip steps, and just meeting people along the way, all around the world.
Oh yeah, that's fascinating. That's how you do it. And then
And
what would
maybe
you
not.
say?
Yeah.
Me, so I think anybody that pays attention to the show on my page, it's no brainer. It's Mobb Deep. Um,
Yeah.
Past, current, future, infamous Mob, you know, Big Twins, Tiny Eddie Godfather. Um, and I'm blessed to be able to have a good relationship with them. They support the podcast fucking thoroughly. So I mean, I can't thank them enough. And then, you know, and through doing the podcast, I've been exposed to such amazing artists that I didn't know about previously. You know, like Chris was saying, T.O. Lestat, Lefty Pacino, Ron Rich Five, Black Silver, you know, Hard Money, you know, Indigo Phoenix. She's a fucking monster.
I saw her
Um,
yesterday.
yeah, like it's just there's so much talent out there. Like currently, I couldn't say like this is who I'm only because I listen to everybody. It's crazy. Street Genius, he's under Big Twins label, Grimy Records. Reno RX, dope MC out of Queens. I mean, the list fucking goes on. There's a lot of talent out there.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of underground. Like every day, I get on
Yeah.
Instagram and I'm discovering somebody new, and then their catalog is like 3 miles long. So
Mhm.
then, that's what because I want to learn more about that underground and then, the older hip hop as well. But because there's so much of it out there, it can be like overwhelming. So you literally have
Yeah.
to take your time, and sometimes you just gotta, for me, I have to stick with one group or one person for a little bit, listen to majority of what they have out, and then go on to the next.
So who was
Um,
your favorite back then?
Mine, so definitely, okay, so back in the day, it was definitely like 50 Cent, Eminem, the whole like Shady Records. When I was 6, it started off when I was 6 years old. I came from a conservative family, let's just say that, very conservative. Um, my aunt, she pounded Christianity into me. And I remember being, like I said, 6, 7, 8, somewhere around there, and discovering Tupac for the first time. And like falling in love with it and wanting to listen to it. And I was at my grandmother's house in the living room, and my aunt came in and she was like, "Turn that off. That's Satan worshiping music." And I'm like, "No, it sounds cool to me. I mean, whatever he's talking about in the beat is amazing." And so, um, growing up, it was country, like Chris said, it was country, 80s, like hardcore 80s, like Eddie Money, um, Styx, Journey, well, they're 70s too. Human League, Tears for Fears. I grew up on that stuff. I had to listen to it, right? And then country like Dolly Parton and the Dixie Chicks and all that. And then Tupac was the first one. And then Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Okay.
Bone Thugs is really, I started really getting into that like in high school, bumping that around in my car. And then, like I said, the whole Shady Records, that whole Cassius, and then I started getting the Alchemist. That's when the producer part came in because I'm like, who's making these beats? Like, I'm not just attracted to the lyrics; I'm attracted to the sound. So then I started getting into that. Um, then it went into, for a while, DJ Khaled back in what, like 2010, 2011, Lil Wayne, that whole era. Nicki Minaj, Drake. So that, like early, like college, I know, but that
Ooh,
was,
Drake.
yeah, yeah. And
He's
then
national
Kendrick
treasure.
Lamar.
Kendrick.
It just went down like that. It just went down. And then I
Kendrick.
got to, go ahead.
You say Kendrick?
Yeah, I got into all when Kendrick came out. What was that? I first heard him back in, was it 2014? For
Same.
me, yeah, somewhere around there is when I first heard Kendrick.
Where'd you first hear him at?
My friend Cher, she was so obsessed with him. Like, she would have pictures, even before AI. She would have pictures of him, and then her laying up next to him, saying that she was married to him. And I'm like, who's this rapper she's talking about, right? And then I started getting into his music, and yeah,
So
she
him,
still today.
him over Cole.
I got into J. Cole a little bit later too, and that's it. I would say Kendrick over Cole, which is kind of weird because I'm from South Carolina. He's from North Carolina. So he's from the same area as I am. But I've always been attracted to like that West Coast um, kind of vibe, and then like I said, the 50 Cent and stuff like that. Um, New York.
So New York. Like,
Yep. New York
I mean
too.
that's pretty much the choices that we had. Like I was, I'm from Florida, and like we had some Southern rappers. Like when I was in high school, we had Trick.
Oh yeah.
And Trick Daddy was like that was where it was at because it was like we didn't have like yeah okay Atlanta but that's Georgia, we need some Florida based rappers, and then we embarrassed by Flo Rida. It's like that's not
Boots
what I was
with the
hoping for.
fur. Is that the yeah? He did boots with the fur.
Him and I think what is that, him and Nelly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I was not up with the Saint Lunatics. I was not that was not my jam.
That was a vibe I was never into either. That the Saint Lunatics, the whole Nelly movement. You know what? Even like Ludacris, stuff like that. I never really. I mean, he's got some dope features, but like Made You Look remix, Nas, Ludacris, that was a dope feature. But I mean, as a standalone artist, I never really could get into that.
First three, that's all I like. The first three Ludacris records, I'm with it. Outcast, love them, always have.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Like, you got Mob Deep.
Oh.
That's Georgia as well. So I mean, there's a bunch of different artists. Pastor Troy, that was a fun era. But just like being a fan of hip hop, it's been my primary for my whole life. But like you said, on our talk, on your show, was you like everything. There's not really a genre that I really pick out and I'm like, no, can't do it. There's something in everything in every song that I can find that I like, whether it's just the drums out of it or it's the vocal style, even if it's another language, as long as the sound is there.
Yeah. It's hard to believe that these different genres are built off. There's only 12 notes, and it's created all these different genres, sub genres. It's just fascinating, like what you can do with just 12 notes. So,
Yeah.
yeah, because I got family members that don't like country. My mom definitely is one of them. She might like she likes Keith Urban. That's pretty much it. She likes him, uh, and I grew up with it, so I had to like it.
You
Definitely
like country?
classic rock for me. Not so much the '90s, but the '80s and the '70s, like I was telling you, and then it turned into hip hop, and then R&B. Can't forget R&B, the classics from the '90s.
Yes,
I
the
started getting
'90s.
into that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
So what got you into what got you like? Who was the country influence? Who was that?
Mostly like Shania Twain.
No, I
Um,
meant like in your life. Who was it?
oh, my aunts. I have three of them, and then my grandmother. She listened to a little bit, but my grandparents mostly were like into Christian, so I did grow up listening to a lot of Christian music. And then because every other music, like I said, was worshiping Satan. Um, yeah, that's I mean that's literally how I grew up. They would listen to country. It couldn't be, like Sarah. What is it? Sarah Evans, Toby Keith, Alan Jackson was huge in the family. I'm trying to think of who else. Major influence. Of course, you had Garth Brooks,
I was just about to say
the
Garth Brooks, probably.
Judds. Yep, all like the old classic ones.
Do you still listen to country?
Yeah, nowadays I if I sing, it's got to be country.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Surprise.
yeah. When I sing a lot of like Carrie Underwood. Um, and of course, I sing R&B music and stuff like that. Like Alicia Keys and stuff. But for some reason, my vocal range does really go with country music.
What's the accent that you have? Because you're talking about singing country. I'm like, I could see that because I'm hearing this country-ish accent. Like to me, it sounds
Huh?
country,
Yep.
but like, is that country or Arizona accent? Where you're in Arizona, right?
Yeah, I'm currently in Phoenix, Arizona, but so it's weird. Like I'll take you through it. I was born in West Palm Beach, Florida. Lived there until
Okay.
I was 8 or 9. Moved to Ohio, Dayton, Ohio. That's where my grandparents um, were, and I lived there for 10 years. Then I moved to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and that's where you get the accent from. I lived there for
Okay.
13 years before moving here to Phoenix, and I've been here 2 years. But the country accent, everybody around here is like, "You're not from here, are you?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm from I'm from the country."
Doesn't
I'm from somewhere
doesn't Dayton,
else.
Ohio have an accent too? Because I remember, so I got the day I got married, I left like half an hour after I got married and went on a road rally. And the first destination was Dayton, Ohio. And when they were
What?
speaking, they to me they had this like country-ish accent.
Um, I
Could have
don't
been like a
remember.
urban area.
It could have been. I don't remember because that's the Midwest technically.
Yeah.
They're not. Even Kentucky tries to say they're Southern. It's not Southern until you hit like Virginia,
Tell
going down
tell
towards there.
that their accent that though. Kentucky has a huge, a very
It,
southern accent.
they do.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Like very, very. Virginia, not so much. Virginia is, less. I didn't hear, close to Carolina, yeah,
Uh
but
huh.
really, no, not like in the East Coast, but I guess in the mountainous region or the
Yeah.
hills.
West Virginia. What about Maryland?
West Virginia is a
They
special
start to hit
place.
that Rhode Island, huh?
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
Where are you,
know.
Fronto?
West Virginia is a very interesting. There's a lot of places that I seen there that were like Texas Chainsaw Massacre-ish, where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we need to be here before fucking sundown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got friends that are from Kermit, West Virginia, and so I've been through there. Like it's definitely populated, but it's populated with a certain group of people. And so I definitely got some looks when I when I got but I was around my friends and everything. As far as the accent in Ohio, I just don't remember. And I grew up there my entire school years.
To me, coming from here, it
Uh-huh.
sounded like an accent, right? So
Yeah.
maybe to like you guys, you might not hear like some people say I have an accent, but then I'm like, I don't fucking hear what you're hearing
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have that Canadian accent, but to some people I do. So
You definitely do.
yeah, I the
So,
beholder.
so anyway,
Do I?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nah. I don't talk
No.
like a and a boot and stuff like that, you know?
Do
Yeah.
you drink a soda? Do you drink a soda pop?
There you go. I think it's the dialect because in Ohio it was pop. Of course, down in the south and over here it's soda.
Oh, see, in
And
Florida, I only know Florida. If you ask for it, like, so when they come, they're like, "What do you want to drink?" You'll be like, "A Coke," and they'll say, "What kind? Like, what type?" And you're
oh
not
yeah,
asking
I
for
forgot about
like everything is
that.
a Coke.
Yeah, yeah. See, I've been forgetting those little details because yeah, I left there when I was like 9. Yeah, everything was a Coke. I think South Carolina's the same way or soda. It's a
Yep.
mixture. Over here it's soda or Coke. I mean, it's a mixture here too because
Do
it's
they do
it's
they say that there?
melting pot. It's a melting pot over here. Got people from all over the place coming to Phoenix.
Tio's over there in Phoenix as well. Tio the Stat. And he's I think he's the first one, but he's from that's right, he's from New York, because like he said pop one time and I was like, what the fuck?
What do you guys call it? Do you call dinner or supper?
Dinner.
Yeah, that's what we.
Yeah, supper is
Some
old
people
school
up here do the supper thing and the pop,
Yep.
but like I do dinner.
Yeah, I remember Ohio supper.
Supper sounds very weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ohio's definitely supper.
Yep. I remember my grandmother being like, "It's time for supper." Yeah. So I remember that. And then I can't remember couch or sofa. Is sofa down there in the South?
Couch.
Couch.
Yeah.
Then it must be sofa up north.
It's
And-
definitely couch up here.
Couch up there.
Well, for me, I'm different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I speak for myself.
I say couch.
I don't speak for all Canada, as I like to call it. It's fantastic.
China.
China.
There's two terms. It's either China or Chindia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all are, so that's what I always found really interesting about you. One of those statistics is like, you guys are the #1 landowner in America, and then behind you is China, of course.
I was gonna say China's up there
and it's the
too.
billionaires. But
Really?
the fact that because y'all figured out really early, you're like, hey, we need more farmland, like to feed our people. So here we're gonna buy up as much as we can throughout the bread basket.
To feed our 30 million people?
I figured it was very cold up there. I know y'all farm, but I don't know.
Oh, actually, we do have a lot of produce and stuff that comes from the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't take any of ours. We take everything from everywhere else and then sell ours out at a premium. Like it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
At a high cost too. Like, I don't believe a cheeseburger from McDonald's, which it's gone up too, should be less expensive than getting a papaya. Like I saw watermelon that's $6-7, and they're seedless, so you know they're not real. You know it's the I don't eat the seedless watermelon because I know it's genetically modified or whatever, and so they can make an abundance of seedless watermelon because that's what people recommend. And we didn't grow up like that. We had to spit the seeds out.
Yeah, no, that
The
was
seeds are actually good for you.
Mm-hmm. You eat one or two.
Yeah.
I know.
What was it? I just got a seeded watermelon. I paid $12.99 for the watermelon.
Get out of here.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a meal.
We're sitting here growing some right in my, I got watermelons growing in my yard, like, because I mean they do not take much effort. I do not have a green thumb unless it comes to green or mushrooms. I don't take mushrooms. Completely different process. But like, I mean, do you guys grow anything? Are you guys like
Grow weed?
It's fun.
Oh no! My wife grows garlic and chives and catnip and mint because the mint keeps the mosquitoes away.
Ooh.
Why the catnip?
Because we have cats. Everybody's got to get high somehow, right?
What do dogs got?
They got
dogs got light.
There's Dogawana. Look it up. It's a new thing.
Sure.
Yeah, they put them in the toys. It's called Dogawana. If I'm saying it right, that's their version of catnip. They go nuts.
I'm definitely get. I need to chill my fucking mind out, hardcore. That's why my wife came in here and was like, "Hey, he's not making good choices today. You might want to lock your door because he comes in here, he barrels in, like he literally pushes the door open every time. He's a pit bull, a Blue Widow's pit mixed with a Cane Corso. So he's a 125-pound big bitch. He's a big baby bitch.
Yeah, so he's huge, man.
He's huge. And he's a fucking big baby, but he does whatever the fuck he wants. He does not care what you say. You're supposed to, I thought, pack leader, right? Nah, he's like, competition, motherfucker.
Yeah, I wouldn't challenge that dog for sure. That's one thing. I love dogs, I really do, but was like, wow, we see coyotes out in the yard here in the city of Phoenix all the time. So I'm like, You don't know if there's a dog in the middle of the night or a coyote or something. So I get a little bit funny around things that I don't know, you know. But yeah.
I mean, I don't know if anybody's really all that comfortable with coyotes because like they are beasts. Like we got them over here. Like
Uh
I'm in the
huh.
country, so like I've had them in my yard. I have a fully fenced in yard, so when they got in, they couldn't figure out how to get out. Like it was one way in, one way out, and I had like just coyotes roaming my yard for a freaking night. I was like, all right, let's go out there. Brought the shotgun out. Like, all right, fucking, because I mean the coyotes, man, they're scary as shit. Because if you see one, okay, there's a whole pack all around you. Like they are not just
Oh.
like they don't travel alone. And when they call to each other, like it sounds like kids crying. It's
Yeah.
like dude,
Yeah.
it's creepy as shit.
They have like a scream almost to them.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah, like a high pitched scream. Yeah, it's ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But so what they do though, every single one of them calls back, and if they don't get the same number back that they went out with, like when they're traveling,
Hmm.
then all of the females go into hyper fertility, and they will have two times as the amount of pups if they don't get the call back that they were expecting.
That's crazy.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. You got coyotes up there where you at?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're starting to, coyotes, bears, even some wolves. They've been spotted starting to make their way south because I guess the more you develop north, they start to lose their environment. So, the more you encounter them. Speaking of animals, uh, have you guys heard of lynx?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know they actually hunt them and eat them up here.
To what?
The fuck?
Yeah, like north, they actually hunt and eat lynx. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But again,
Well,
they eat
Canadians
dog
do it.
in China, so I mean,
Mm-hmm.
to each their own.
And Korea,
Yeah,
bananas.
they eat guinea pig in South America.
Or bats, or what was that one thing they put tarantulas and stuff down there in Venezuela and all that because they really don't
Yeah.
have the food sources like they should because they're being
Yeah, when you're
starved.
hungry, you gotta eat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That ain't gonna be
That's
it. I promise. That is not gonna be it. There is no way I'm like, oh, that tarantula. Ah, nope, not gonna do it.
What if you like put like burnt it, like real burnt it, like crispy on the barbecue,
I mean,
and you're like super hungry, haven't
yeah,
eaten in weeks.
maybe. Like, I might consider it that way. Like, it'd have to be just burnt up because, like, I mean, they have an exoskeleton, so you know it's already gonna be crispy and all that stuff. Like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Or
I'd rather eat
snake.
worms before that. I'll eat snake. I've had rattlesnake before.
I haven't had
What's the weirdest thing y'all have had, like meat wise?
it. Growing up in Florida was because my dad he was very country. Um, Alligator. Now he didn't hunt alligator, but I've had that, and then we would eat turtle.
Mm,
Raccoon. That's another thing. He would catch raccoon, and I had to grow up eating on that. And then we had our own pet chickens, and then he would like kill them in front of me, and then cook it for dinner. But it was the raccoons for me. I didn't think. I'm like, why are we eating raccoons? But
Raccoons are like squirrel. I'm not down with it. I don't want it.
mm,
I barely want rabbit. Like I haven't had rabbit in
Rabbit's not
years.
bad.
Is it not bad? I
yeah, I've
haven't
No,
had
had
rabbit
rabbit's
in
good.
rabbit.
years, but I was like,
Yeah.
in sapper school and ranger school in the military, um, you you get there's like a when you're out in the field, you got a 30-day exercise out in the field. You have to they provide you with one chicken or one rabbit, and so most people if they have a choice, they're going with the chicken, but
Hmm.
the ones that don't, because the meat will get super tough, so you're supposed to pet it and get it really relaxed before you break its neck. Like that shit is psychopath. Like it's like, hey, we're just training you, you know. But it's like every single dude that went to sapper school that was an engineer that I knew, they all said the same thing. It was like, I got a rabbit. It seems like everybody gets a rabbit. Like they're like, yeah, chickens are a choice, but you're getting the rabbit. But they were like, dude, it's like you have to pet it until it's just calm and nice and
Hmm.
like that's some
Hmm.
psycho shit. But it's it's how they train the somebody said the other day to me, like a passing. It was what makes the green grass grow? Blood, blood, bright red blood. Like that's just a saying. So they propagandize the young minds in the military, and it was funny because it just came up like yesterday. I forgot about that entirely until he said it. It's like
Yeah,
Fucking weird.
right. But you,
have you tried kangaroo?
I have not.
yeah.
I have not. I want to though, because it looks
Funky.
like. I
It's
mean, the
funky.
tail looks good.
It's funky. I didn't like it when I tried it.
It's
That's
got
probably
that
the
game
wild.
taste to it.
It's I don't like. It's just got this flavor I can't explain. Like we eat a lot of like moose, elk, bison,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Moose is the best thing
duck,
I've ever
stuff
had as
like
far as
that,
meat.
right?
Bison's
Um,
good. Yeah. Elk. Yeah.
it like and like if you've eaten moose or deer, you know what the gamey flavor is, right? But
Hmm.
I like kangaroo was like taking it fucking like and going to the extreme with I don't know, it was just a weird flavor I couldn't get used to.
Yeah. Nah, man. I mean, I don't know why they would be like that. I mean, it's just a. I mean, I guess marsupial. I was gonna say another mammal. Like, most of the
Could be
mammals.
could be whatever they were eating, that specific,
Yeah.
right?
We had a restaurant in Myrtle Beach. I forgot the name of it, but they would have kangaroo imported from Australia, and that's what they would, on their menu. They had it on their menu. We never got to
Yeah.
try it. It was like a 5-star restaurant owned by some golfer, but yeah, it was on the menu. And then I think the year COVID, we were gonna go in and try it, but of course they couldn't get it imported in because we were going through a pandemic. But um, yeah, I never had kangaroo,
You know
but
what the funny thing is with kangaroo is so when I was in Australia, what I was told then is that Australians don't actually eat kangaroo. It's more of a tourist thing that they don't actually eat the shit.
I was told the same thing. Like every single
Yeah.
Australian I talked to, which I have a pretty big uh following. I work with a lot of artists in Australia, and like they all said the same thing. Their kangaroo, they consider them like our deer. They're like, they're just a pain in the ass, and they cause
Yeah.
how many car accidents a year. Like they're a pest to everybody in Australia. We're over here going,
Yeah.
oh, they cute until they get there. All jacked up and shit. Hey man, you need to
right.
Yeah,
calm down
they're
with
an
the
interesting
fucking.
animal. I went to a zoo and they let what's the mini kangaroos? Wallabies? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
So they just like roam freely throughout the zoo and it's kind of like, are they gonna get on some kangaroo shit and fucking try to kung fu my ass or something? Like what's going on here?
They got their claws. Like if they kick you and those claws, dude, they just go. It's going right through you. Like no problem. Like I don't want. There's certain animals like they talk about not wanting to be here because they talk about
Yeah.
all the animals we have. I'm like, you live on the most dangerous continent in
That
the world.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Everything's trying to kill you.
like the brown snake, I was reading up on that, and the taipan. Like there's two or three. I don't know how many different species of taipan, but those are the most poisonous over rattlesnakes. They are the most poisonous snakes in the world. Just because they are they got the neurovenom in them, and I know it's neurotoxins, and then the other one where you bleed out basically. But yeah, those are like two of the most deadliest. Like you're dead in seconds. I'm like, why would I want to go to Australia and then see those giant spiders, tarantulas, whatever you want to call them?
The bird eater.
Yeah, I'm not
Australia is
interested.
beautiful
Not
though.
interested.
Like Australia is fucking a dope ass place. 100%. They're like super like police state, but
Mm-hmm.
they're I mean if you like nature, if you like nice beaches, if you like cars, like the car scene down there is fucking crazy.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
They're not that far from Japan, so they get a lot of JDM cars there,
Mm-hmm.
which for me that was like paradise, like seeing all the cars there. And it's a very like modernized city. Like when you go to like Sydney, for example,
Mm-hmm.
there's not a lot of like, Toronto, New York, a lot of old architecture. So it's a very modern, upbeat city. I like the lifestyle. Like when I was there, everything closes at 6 o'clock. They're open late one day out of the week. And I kind of like that. But at the same time, as a consumer, you're like, fuck, I gotta get all my shit done by 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Such a different way of life.
Yeah.
What other countries or destinations you've been to? Have you been over there to Taiwan or
I've only got places over here and then military related. Like
military
I got
related?
Yeah, I got Mexico and I got Jamaica, and that is the only places outside the country that are
Oh
not
man.
military trips.
Um,
My home away from home is Colombia.
Dubai, Colombia. Oh, okay, okay.
Colombia.
I couldn't see
You
it over
know,
here. I didn't want to take like a
yeah,
wild guess, uneducated
World,
guess. But...
World Cup time. I gotta go with Colombia right now.
Right,
So
right.
um, no, Colombia. You could get Caribbean beaches. You get the fucking rainforest. You get jungle. You get fucking
Mhm.
desert. You get the mountains. You get every type of climate there. And the food and the people are amazing. I'm a little bit biased because my wife's Colombian and I go there a lot.
Mhm.
But every time I travel somewhere, like say the last time I went somewhere, I went to Mexico. I was like, we could have went to Colombia, had a beach just as nice, and spent like half the amount of money,
Right, right.
right? Barbados is another nice place.
Been there. I've been to Barbados.
Barbados is nice. Bahamas I don't like too much because it's too Americanized. No offense.
Hmm.
But when you're swimming in the beach and you got the U.S. Coast Guard flying above you, you're kind of like, yeah, I
Yeah.
could have went to Miami for
Right.
this,
Yeah. True that.
you know. Um, that's the extent of my travel pretty much.
So no
I just went.
Dubai, no Singapore, nothing like that on the other side. Australia. You've been there.
I would actually like to go to Thailand. Uh,
Mhm.
this is more for back, 10 years ago when I used to be into kickboxing. I would have loved to have gone there to, do some Thai training and stuff like that, but
Mhm.
those days are past, so probably off my list now.
The what? Is it off the list? Like, I mean, it's still the culture. I haven't seen any. I haven't been to any Asian countries. Like I wanted to go to India and stuff. Like we had this whole, I had a whole trip planned for September, but last September my passport had run out, so I tried to
Oh
get it
man.
renewed. It was by 30 days, and they're good for 10 years. Come on, I forgot by 30 days. Come on.
Man, that sucks.
So so I go and I apply for a new one, and I still don't have it. They're not letting me. I can't leave the country. My wife got hers. Everybody I know, they all have theirs. I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? And I keep getting the
What?
runaround every single time. They're like, we it's sent to a special office. That's eventually I got to that. It got sent to a special office, and I'm like, why did it get sent anywhere other than my state? Like, why is it? And it went to Virginia, right outside of DC. I'm like, that doesn't make me feel good exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
they've just
crazy.
been holding it.
Because it usually takes what? I heard about 6 months
I
to a
mean, typically
year.
it should only take you like it should only really take you like 2 months to get it.
Mhm.
Like it's
Right?
really like a pretty short period of time. But
To
like
get
I'm
what,
like,
your passport?
yeah,
6 months?
yeah,
Yeah, I've heard
That's
it can take
wild.
up to 6 months to get it. Sometimes
Wow.
longer than that.
yeah. We're
That's
working on nine
crazy.
months right now, and my trip was planned for September. I've got a whole tour that's and artists that are lined up ready to go, and I was like, don't buy your ticket yet because I don't
Right.
I don't have a passport, and I can't guarantee I will have a passport.
Where are you supposed to
Um,
be going? Because I thought I heard that you can go without a visa as long as it's under 90 days. As long as you have like your birth certificate and social
you still gotta
security
have
and
your
all that.
yeah. You can go, but you still have to have your passport. The visa is for for
Oh, the
moving in.
passport. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I meant. The passport.
you
Can't.
can't leave the country without it now,
Man.
because you can't get back in without it.
Yeah,
Like,
that makes
but they're
sense.
doing that to a lot of people abroad. That's happened to a couple people, and it's starting to come out more and more that they're in another country and they're trying to come home,
Uh huh.
and the the United States has revoked their passport while they're over in another country, and the only reason that they knew that they were in another country is because they know. So like, are they doing it intentionally? I have no idea, but I
Right.
know that we talk about a lot of things. I talk about things openly now. Like I
Hmm.
used to be worried about, talking about the wrong thing could, put people in jeopardy, but I'm like, I'm just open with it now. So like, I'm pretty sure that has something to do with it. I might be on a list of some type. As long as I'm not on a certain list, I'm good to go.
Right. Right. Like a terrorist. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, because they will screen your social media like crazy.
Oh,
You know.
absolutely.
And
AI will
then
do a lot of things.
yeah. Oh, that too. AI. And I'm bad with the AI with the chat GPT. I'm really like I be talking to that thing like a human. I'm on there all the time. But then I'm
Is that
like
a common thing?
somebody, huh?
that a common like I've never touched Chat GBT or not. Is that like a really common thing that everybody's doing these days?
Yes,
Yeah, especially
it's
I'm
here.
really old for that.
it's absolutely here in the States. Like, I mean, it's
Yep.
all around the world, but like here in the States, it's, I mean, in college, because I just graduated, what, 2 months ago, and um, just every kid that was there, they're all using chat for everything. Like, and they're really bad at
Mm-hmm.
it. Not only are the students using it, but the professors are using it to make the quiz, to do the, to do everything. And like, the thing that they forget is they just copy and paste their result because they're just so used to it that their like their prompt is still in there, or the response from the AI
Right.
is still in there. It's just
Right.
like, what are y'all doing? The, essentially, degrees are going to be worth nothing. Knowledge is not going to be worth very much here very soon because, yeah, we're in the age of information. We can type something out and look it up, but it doesn't. I mean, shit, it's going to take research. If you can literally say, "Hey, what is this?" and it tells you exactly without any qualms,
Mm-hmm.
then any knowledge is really, it's right at the, and that's what's happening is that all the students are just using AI to get a degree, so it's not
Mm-hmm.
really worth anything. So I don't think that employers are going to be like, super psyched about somebody that just went to college because what'd you do? I can press a button. Like,
Right. Right. There's no critical thinking skills anymore, and you can see that. Like so I did triage nursing for a little bit. I hated it, worth a passion, but I'm at the house. I'm talking to people, triaging over the phone. You have to ask questions, and it gives you a list based off their symptoms. Literally, the people like I'll be 37 in August. Okay, I see people 31, 30. They could barely answer the questions. One, they didn't. Some, not all of them. I'm not saying everybody. Some just didn't know what I was talking about. I'm talking like these are like basic questions, okay? Um, and then like, or their attention span. You couldn't keep them engaged. Like you could tell they were on their phones, or they were like talking to somebody next to them, or like, and I would have to tell them, hey, you got to lock in. I only got 5 minutes with you. I got to tell you where you need to go. I just have these questions real quick, and it was really difficult. That's what frustrated me the most. Is like they just couldn't think outside the box. They just couldn't like tell me yes, even like simple questions, yes or no. um, I don't know. It's like you can
It's all
just
by
see.
design.
I, they're just in their phones too much. You're supposed to
yeah,
be having an adult conversation with somebody, and you do need to make eye contact with people. That's a sign of respect, okay? And you'll see them walk down the street in their phones, crossing the street with their phones.
they're not even look.
They're not even
They're not
looking.
even on, right. They're not even. They don't even have to be on their phone though. They'll just be literally with their head down as if their
Mm-hmm.
phone is out. Like they don't look around at all. Like they're not aware of their surroundings or anything.
No,
Like,
no.
what
But like,
the,
does the asshole and you ever want to be like, I just want to sideswipe them a little bit with the mirror or something and just, give them a
Yeah.
little bump just to kind of be like, fuck off, like, watch where you're going.
no, because you know what? It's that whole up the creek thing where it was like, um, why are you taking your shoes off? You can't outrun a bear. I don't have to outrun a bear. I have to outrun you. So I'm gonna let all the people that need the warning labels still, like I'm gonna let y'all out there in the wild, so it's a distraction away from me.
Mm-hmm. And that's the phone for you. That's the phone. They wouldn't know if a bear came up from behind them if they went camping. And they
Hell
had
no.
signal out there and they had their phone with them and they're on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever social media.
They wouldn't be
You
there
know?
if they couldn't be on their phone. They don't,
Yeah.
they don't really enjoy
That's the whole
the.
purpose of camping is to get away from
Yeah.
there, right? And just to go camping and then to see people sitting on their phones, like, just fucking go home.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is a less comfortable place to do that, actually. You should probably just go, sit on your couch. My wife does not camp. She will not camp for anything. Like there's an age gap. Like she's 36 and I'm 40, and like the age gap, the difference in the willingness to go, she'll go glamping anytime. We go to festivals and they're camping festivals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to a hotel and coming back every day. Like it's not happening. It's a camping festival. We're camping. Her when she packs, like the entire car is filled all the way up, and I'm like, When I go to a festival on my own, which
Yeah.
it's a mistake, but I brought I brought an extra sheet in case it gets a little bit cold in the mountains in July because it was in July, so I figured it's summer. It was down to 30 degrees, and I was like, extra
Yeah.
sheet my ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't prepare.
What type of festivals are we talking about here?
I mean, I go to a lot of different types. Like, I'll go to EDM. I'll go to
Okay.
like reggae festivals a lot. Like, that's my primary. Is I love a good reggae fest. Um, and then fuck, I'll go to jam bands too, but they typically don't have any like they do have some fests, but not any that I'm interested in.
Hmm.
Do y'all like going to festivals?
The only one that I've gone to is Rhymefest. That was last year. I want to go to. There's a bunch of other ones I want to go to, like Coachella. Is that considered like a big festival? Yeah, that's
Uh,
like maybe 3 hours from me. Three,
oh,
four
really?
hours into
Was
California.
it Vegas, right?
It's like Coachella.
Oh, is
Like
that the name of the place?
it's in California. Yeah, it's like on your it's on 10 like as you're going towards LA from Phoenix.
Okay.
So, um, but it's so expensive. And then, but Riot Fest was cool. That was the first time, and they had two different stages. They had a smaller stage, and then way on the other side of the of like whatever the complex was a
Yeah.
bigger stage where the bigger artist was, and that's where I saw Alchemist, DJ Quick, Exhibit was there. I
That's a
was
name I
like,
haven't heard. You don't hear a lot of people talk about too much as DJ Quick.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love DJ Quick. Ooh, I love me some DJ Quick.
So you got good taste.
Speak-
That's what you're saying. You
Mm-hmm.
got good taste.
Speaking
Because
of
that's
festivals, I always wanted to check out EDC
yeah. I've been to
Where's that
two
at?
EDCs.
all over, I
Orlando
believe.
is the one I do, but they do them all over the place.
Oh,
Like
they do them all over. Okay,
Vegas,
okay,
Vegas has one too.
But I
okay.
think I'm past that age now. I don't think I'd be able to keep up.
Fuck yeah, you can. Don't fucking don't. They don't have shit. I got Benjamin Buttons. Like I've been telling my wife for 4 years that like I was regressing. Like I'm like, yo, I got Benjamin Button. I'm getting younger every day. And
Yep.
she's like, no, you're not. I'm telling you, you're not. And I tell everybody else, I'll be like, when they ask how old I am when she's around, I'll be like, whatever it is this year. Like this year, we're the same age. I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. We're the same age. You're getting older. I'm getting younger. I don't.
You gotta
Is
tell
is
yourself that. Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
is your beard naturally that dark at
yeah,
40?
yeah.
Lucky you, because we're the same age and I'm gray as fuck.
Yeah, no, it's getting there. Like there's gray hairs in there. But you know, fuck it. Like in October, so I grow it out every year. So I shave it clean in January, and then I grow it out the entire year. So October, it goes pink, and then whatever November, my daughters get to pick whatever color they want,
Mm-hmm.
and then for Christmas it's green and red. My wife started putting fucking ornaments in my fucking beard last year. I was like, all right, we're gonna chill out on the decoration of it. Yeah, try to
Yeah,
keep it bright.
right.
But that should take that shit to a festy. Good times. Pink beard, good times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, your
Nobody has to ask
body
if you party.
your body listens to what you're saying. So if you say I'm old, oh, it's gonna let you know you're old.
Yeah,
So I tell myself the
Sometimes it's
same
more than
thing.
a mindset. Sometimes it's not just a mindset.
Yeah.
Sometimes the injuries over the years, you really feel them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like when it rains, or it's about to rain, I get crazy stiffness in my joints, headaches. Like I'm only fucking 41.
barometric pressures. So
Hmm.
that's so every region has a different barometric pressure, like naturally. So like when I go to higher elevation, I hurt like crazy. Like it doesn't matter what it is. Like it's just my knee, especially because that was a big issue. That's why I got out of the army was an injury. But jumping out of planes doesn't.
Oh,
You get
yeah.
a severe injury, and it's like, yeah, this is gonna be lifelong. Like, what do you mean lifelong, motherfucker? Like, no, I can
Thank
still
you
do
for your
shit.
service, by the way.
Yeah, salute.
Yeah,
I
salute.
don't.
Thank you
I
for your
don't.
service.
I'll take no credit for anything. I was not there for like patriotic reasons. I was there because I was like, I, I always wanted to be in the military, but I was like, I'm just here to get this guy back and this guy back. The mission that they have is completely different than my life goals and mission. I don't. So I appreciate the appreciation, but I pass that to somebody that like. they did the damn thing.
Yeah, but still, you were a part
Yeah.
of it, right? There's many aspects that are involved in every mission, and you were an equation of it. So, you
Some,
know,
some
shout
people
out
would
to
like
you
that
for
credit.
your service.
Some people would like that credit. Like the missions, like door kicking. Like so I was an engineer. I was a combat engineer.
Hmm.
So like we airborne. So we jump out of planes, shoot big guns, and blow shit up. That's
Mhm.
the job description. Like
Yeah.
I didn't go in trying to do that. I went in as an engineer trying to just work equipment. Most people like join the military to get out of construction or something. I'm like, nah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because they said, it was right after 9/11, and they said, you're going over there. I was like, yeah, but I want to help people. I'm not really into the, fucking people up for your purpose, whatever that may be.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure it was Saudi Arabia, not Afghanistan or Iraq. Anyway, so like,
Yep.
I decided. They said, "Who wants to jump out of planes and get paid for it?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" Yep, mistake. Then they were like, "All right, cool." Go through the training, and they put me in a combat unit, and they were like, "All right, so now you're dealing with landmines. That's what you do. You deal with explosives, and if we have a field where you need to go in, you get a stick, you poke around, and then you disarm it. It's like, isn't that AOD? Yeah, but that's what we do. We also do whatever the hell a unit coming in, like when in Afghanistan, I had to go door kicking, and that was not. They just pick you. The 10th Mountain or the Rangers would come in and be like, "Hey, who's coming with us to go kick some doors in?" It's like, "Yep, nope, not trying to do that." And they go, "But everybody goes first. Like if you're not from their unit, they're like, "Yeah, you go first." But what the? Uh, yeah, that's what I wanted to be doing. But I don't agree with their mission. The overall mission was not something that was good for us or them, and it only seeded the pockets of a few, which is every war essentially. But
It was a
Son, yeah.
long war. Long war. Went over there, and we could talk about this. I mean, I don't care. The the hijackers came from
yeah,
Saudi Arabia. Next thing I remember it. Next thing I know, we went over there because of what is it? Weapons of mass destruction, and and, and,
and fines.
and didn't find it over there. And then it was I don't know if you saw it or remember it. The hanging. You know who I'm talking about. The hanging.
Yeah,
Watched it. And I was like, what for? And so everything didn't. It just didn't line up to me. And then it was years and years and years that like over decades of us being over there fighting for something we didn't even know the ideology behind. We're in their country. I do respect the military. I do. I just think, like the comment you said earlier, I think 85% of the people, or a good percentage of people, have that mind frame. They want to go in, they want to gain those skills, and they might just want to do 4 years and come back out, and then, they have other things in mind. And some go in there with food, like they did back in World War II, when they were really, you had to be patriotic. I mean, there was no other way around. Like the women stayed back home and worked for the military or for the families, and then like it was just basically what I'm saying. It was a different mind frame. I think
yeah.
Desert Storm kind of changed all that, or Vietnam changed the mind frame behind. I think it
Yeah.
was Vietnam mostly because
I mean,
they didn't agree
Vietnam
with
and
that
Korea.
war.
Why were
Oh,
we in
Korea.
Korea?
Yeah, Korea War too. Korean War.
Yeah, like I mean, up to that, we'd been it changed us economically. Like we were on the decline at the time. Like we were in the throes of coming back off of the depression when we got into World War II, and it was like that level of production is what
Yep.
boosted the next 40 years of productivity, and it really carried everything, even through bad decisions, all over the place. Like, but I think like this, I think that the longer we go on with the system that we currently have, the more corrupt it becomes. Like it was a good idea at first, but we haven't updated it, and we definitely haven't, like
Mm-hmm.
cleared house to go. Okay, let's go ahead. We're gonna drain the swamp. Oh, really? That's what we're doing, are we?
Yep. Yeah. It's like
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're doing that. Actually, it seems like it's getting worse. Is this water higher? This is no longer a swamp.
right.
Like,
And some may agree with me. Some don't. I mean, that's fine. But it's like change your policy for immigration. Like things are different from 400, 300 years ago, 200 years ago. it can't. I feel like the Constitution. There's some things that need to be looked and revised. We don't
As in what?
like. Just not too long ago, I just read it for it's a H. It's the HB1 visa for the
Yeah.
ones that are coming over here and that are trying to fill jobs that can't be filled by Americans. He tried to up it to $100,000. Okay, and of course, I think one of the Supreme Judge, turned it down because it's unfair. Like, why are you trying to keep people from other countries from coming over here to do service for to help out
Right.
essentially?
If we
So
didn't have their help, we would actually be so without the Chinese and Indian influence in our
them
colleges and
too.
in our technology, like in the technology, like that we that's the only way we've made innovation other than like Operation Paperclip where we brought all the Nazis over and that's what formed NASA. Like other than that,
Yeah, yeah,
we have to have the H1 those visas for Ivanka. What would we do without Ivanka Trump? What would we do? Like she got one of them visas, her being a
yeah.
genius or like irreplaceable.
Melania and all them.
Melania, Melania, Melania.
Yeah, Melania.
Somebody
What I
needs to make it the right one.
Yeah. So answering your question, Cigar Talk, it's more like, okay, so everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants to have a good life. Everybody want people that have children. They want the best for their children, right? So they're gonna want the best education. Uh, and so people from Mexico that come in, that's really what's on their mind. I don't think majority of them come over here to sell drugs. It can't be. A lot of them work. I know my dad in Florida had his own construction business, and we didn't. I'm gonna just say we didn't have one white person except for my mother. All of them were either Haitian, Cuban, definitely Hispanic of some sort. Okay, Latino. They were all immigrants, so my dad paid them under the table. He didn't, they didn't do that. So very good workers, hard. Um, they get the job done, and that's what I feel like. A lot of the people that have migrated over here, that's their intent, right? And then you have some that's been here for decades. They got grandchildren over here. They got a whole entire unit over here, right? And then you go through and you rip them from their homes, and then you try to send them back, and it's chaos. Children being separated from the parents, grandparents, and it's like there has to be a
Disappearing.
more or disappearing, and sometimes they mix Native Americans up with Hispanics, okay? And so why can't there be a more systematic way of making these people legal in this country? If you've been here for 20, 30 years, why are you trying to send them back? And they've already established a business, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
You want to know why? You want to know exactly, again, United States is a bit different than Canada, right?
Oh yeah.
Uh, I've experienced both ends of the coin. I've seen what deportation does to people firsthand. I've experienced it. Um,
Hmm.
it's business. It's literally, so when I went through some processes, in Canada, for example, it's strict business. If you come, like, so say, for example, if you want to come and get into Canada, depending on which country you come from, dictates how fast you get into the country. So it's literally number one, India and China. I think the process then was like 4 months. You're in as a permanent resident. Your process is done, cleared, boom, you're in.
Damn.
Everywhere else, you start going 8 months, a year and a half. So it's strictly, who's bringing more of the business into the country, and that's literally how they look at it from my perspective, right? It could be the same for the United States, where they're looking at certain immigrants coming to the United States, and this culture is bringing more money into the country. So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to put them first. Everyone else, get to the back of the fucking line, regardless of how proper you've done the process.
Mm-hmm.
Which
It's
one
it's a
that
fucked up game.
we're similar in the sense that there's quotas for the numbers that can get in from any given country, and if you look at the numbers and who they let in Europeans, they let in some Middle Eastern, like is still high on the list, and then China, of course, they have theirs, and India, but then you get to the Hispanic countries and the South America all the way up, and there it's like no, we're gonna limit that. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna definitely we have maybe 1% of the ones that have even applied even get in like annually. So it's like damn, like y'all are really that slow on it. It's like because they're trying to genetically change the makeup of or not allow the change of this of the country. If you were to guess, either one of you, like if you were to guess what percentage based on the census is white in America, what would you think?
It's
What's your population right now? 300 and what?
About 348.
348 million.
348.
I would say maybe 60%.
Okay.
I would say 55, somewhere around there. It's
It is.
definitely
It's
it's
60%. Yeah, it's 60%. It is. And then what do you think? Okay, so that leaves 40%. So what do you think is the black population in America? Like what
That's
percentage?
under 10, I believe.
Okay. What do you think?
I think it's more like 20.
And I'm saying that because I heard it recently and I don't remember because I fucking scroll a lot of shit, but I want to say it's under 10.
Okay. It is at 14%.
Okay.
That's there. Now, what about Hispanic? And this considers as many
Based on legal numbers,
no,
we
based on
talking.
as many undocumented as can be accounted for. The census has like this weird way of looking at it, but and I still think
30.
it's way short, but it's the only information we have to go off of, right? So
Mhm.
like, what do you think the Hispanic noted number is?
I would say more than the black community.
It's
More than
definitely, I'd say about 30, 25 to 30.
I'm
okay,
thinking somewhere around 20.
yeah. I mean, it's 18%,
Yeah.
almost 17 or almost
I'm
19.
way off on the numbers over here.
That's what I mean. It's because it's
Yeah.
our perception of like what we've experienced. Like that's what it comes down to is like what you've experienced. Because like, um, I've moved a lot. Like I've moved a lot through the states, all the east side. But just everywhere I go, I've noticed that I have chameleon skin, so people don't know. They're like, might be.
I heard you got Puerto Rican in you, and so do
You're
I.
right. You're
Yep.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
do
just
I.
but I don't speak Spanish though, so
Me
that
neither.
becomes a problem really quick. Oh no,
Yeah,
see,
nah,
like,
nah, nah. We
like
lost that. My mom, that was her first language, and we lost that because, well, my grandmother, she was very bitter towards my mom's dad, who was Puerto Rican, that came from there, and so she just stripped that whole. She told my mom, "Don't speak Spanish," and that was her first language.
Really?
But yeah, going
Wow.
back to what you were saying, yeah, she was like, "Don't speak that language," and that was her native, like, first
But
language.
isn't Spanish your second language officially
I don't know.
in
I
the
don't
United
actually know
States?
that it's officially. I don't know that it's ever been officially it's Spanish. Of course, it is. Like
Hmm.
there's a great populace of people that do speak Spanish, and we're starting to see that in the media. Like because like
Yeah.
before, if you think about it, like through the '90s, you didn't see anything about Hispanic anything. Like you would see New York Undercover was the first like Puerto Rican that I saw. Like come
Yeah.
on, like
And speaking of that show, you know when they fucked up? When they
huh,
so going back to New York Undercover, it was, you had the Latino and the black culture in the show, right?
yeah.
They wanted to add some white presence to the show, and that's what killed the fucking show.
It is.
When
Mm.
they killed off Eddie and fucking they replaced him with that fucking white dude, fucking the show just went to shit.
Yep.
Facts are facts. It is what it is.
It's objective facts in that, but it's pretty much it's well agreed upon. Um,
Hmm.
but it's like I don't know, like so you started to see like the companies are starting to see the financial gain in
Yes.
promoting Hispanic stuff, and they're like, oh shit, we could have been making all this money, and that's where I was saying to you actually on the last show is like for these podcasts having them translated to other languages, you open up
Yeah,
your market by how much you
yeah,
translate them to three different languages, Hindi, Mandarin, and Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
and you open it up by billions, like 3 billion. Yeah, that's a pretty good market.
Yeah.
That's a big one right now too. Have you ever gone into like, say, for example, Instagram, and it'll tell you what songs are trending? And I
Mhm.
swear, like the first 20 songs are all like Indian.
Yeah, I mean they have the
So
largest country in the world.
yeah. And to be honest, if I look at the, the stats of Cigar Talk Toronto on Instagram, India is in there as one of the top countries.
You'll have a
So it
high
does make sense to convert the language, yeah.
populace, right? You have a high
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Indian populace in Canada.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Huge.
So, I mean, it just makes sense in that sense. Like, them having the local and then sharing it
Hmm.
out.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a sad day.
We in California when I was looking for like nursing jobs out there, it was do you speak Korean? It was Korean's huge. Spanish and Korean.
Really.
In Los Angeles and all, yeah, because it got such a big Asian. In India, any of the languages, but those are the two, and they pay you more, and that's what
Hmm.
they're specifically looking for those types
Yeah.
of nurses, especially in like your aesthetics, like what do you call them, where you get your Botox and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, where they need nurses for that, nurse practitioners and stuff. Yeah, I'm like, I don't speak any of those. I guess I gotta pass on this application. Yeah, it's huge.
Is that still
I do
your
love
your?
some good Korean barbecue though.
I haven't had that. That's one thing I haven't had
Oh,
is Korean barbecue. No,
Korean
I'm stuck
barbecue is
on
good.
Vietnamese. I'm stuck on pho.
Yeah, you know what?
Oh yeah.
Vietnamese food is really good too. That's one thing that
Mm-hmm.
is very blessed about Toronto is the multiculturalism and the types of cuisine you can get here. Fucking, it's everything. So
African too.
that's something. Yeah, everything. I mean, Pakistani, Indian, Afghan, Persian, Spanish, Italian, like every type of cuisine you can get here in the city.
Ooh.
And you can really experience different cultures without even leaving the country.
And see, that's what I wanted here in Phoenix, but I can only find African food. I could find Mediterranean, like Palestinian type, I got, uh, I can't think of the name of it right now. And then, um, and then, like I was telling you, a lot of Vietnamese, a lot of Korean barbecue here too. We do have that. But
Do you guys like West Indian food?
oh, Indian, yep,
Some.
West Indian.
Not like not like West Indies, like roti and stuff like that.
Oh, don't think I've
Don't
had
know.
You,
that.
you never try roti?
I don't think so.
Oh man, you gotta try some good roti, man.
And mansef for the Palestinian dish. Mansef, it's really good. And I haven't had that with Cindy's.
Hmm.
But I had fufu.
It's good food.
Yeah, fufu's good. Uh,
Pho is another big thing. That another big thing here. What's the correct pronunciation? Isn't it supposed to be like pho? Something along those lines. Yeah, something like that. It's not actually pronounced pho.
mm-hmm. It's pho.
That's like
Yeah.
the white way of saying
Mm-hmm.
pho.
Whoops.
Yeah, that is. It is. Or yeah, yeah. I eat that like once or twice a week. I'm like obsessed
That's
with it.
good.
I get
Yeah,
the beef rib.
yeah. I
So
like it. I like that in the winter time because so like when it gets the winter up here, it gets real cold. So you look for those type of foods that like make you feel nice and cozy inside.
mm-hmm.
And pho is definitely on that list.
Yeah, yeah. So what would you say for Toronto besides the food? What is it that you like it so like? I know you're from there, but if a buddy of yours was to come to Toronto for the first time, where would you take them? Like, what is the hallmark of Toronto?
You know, see, the thing is with Toronto is there's a lot of places you could go and experience as a tourist. Um, the CN Tower, for example, in Niagara Falls, which is like an hour and a half from the downtown core.
Yeah.
Um, stuff like that. But in terms of experiencing Toronto is probably the multicultural aspects. So taking on the different parts of the city, it's very similar to New York. You got Chinatown,
Yeah.
you got the Greek stretch, which is the Danforth, Little Italy, stuff like that. So it's very, the like for me, the architecture, we still have a lot of old architecture that I like. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring somebody to a cigar lounge because they're illegal here. Um,
What?
Mm. Wow. Didn't know.
yeah, yeah, you're not allowed to smoke inside in Canada or even on a patio.
That's ridiculous.
Um,
That's ridiculous.
had this have been 10 years ago, I would say a good shooting range, but that's all fucking thrown out the door now.
Mm-mm-mm.
Um,
I think I told you that before. I love shooting ranges.
yeah,
We have no.
yeah,
They,
it's
they took it all out.
for entertainment purposes, I've had to put all my stuff away.
For
Jeez.
some,
Yeah.
some people may say
Yeah, South
Hmm.
Carolina, that's all I did was go to the outdoor shooting ranges.
Yeah.
we just go out back.
Oh.
Like it's
I
See,
tried to be a
see,
little bit legal with mine.
it used to be like that here. They used to teach hunting education in school. That was a big part of the culture. And no, it's just been, Canadian culture, whatever you want to say it is, has really been kind of washed out the fucking window. It's just gone.
Is it the gun
Now
laws? Like, are they afraid of like gun violence? Like, what are you gonna do if
it's,
something hits the fan and you need to hunt? Literally.
well, you know the saying, right? A disarmed society is easy to take over.
Yeah.
Canada's really going down that dictatorship avenue. So they're trying to, my belief, they want to disarm everybody so it's easier to control them.
that's true. But we're in the same boat, and we're not any less. We still have the arms. It's just
But the difference is you have the Second Amendment, and then you also have way more firearm owners than we do in Canada.
We'll have a militia over here. It'll be
And
straight
not only
anarchy.
that, Americans have a different mindset. Canadians are very much complacent in a sense of, you know what, we'll just see what happens next time, and hopefully it'll ride its way out and whatever, whatever, right? They're not the type to really just stand up and put up a wall and say, fuck it, we're not allowing you to do this.
Hmm.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah, we're very, very like you see all the protests over here.
Hmm.
And protests now. It used to be a big thing back in the. I was young back in the '90s, but the Rodney King, that was a big deal. Like you didn't see a whole lot of
But
protesting.
yeah,
Now it's an everyday event. It's nothing to turn on NBC News and see like a little tiny protest over here in this city
well,
based
like
off of this belief.
protests, they don't do anything. They really don't do anything except disrupt everyday life. So, my perspective of protest, I understand it, right?
Hmm.
But, I'll give you an example because I can say this because I've seen it. In Colombia, the taxi drivers, they wanted to get paid X amount more. So here's the deadline. If we don't renegotiate this contract, we're taken to the streets. Anybody that's in the streets, your cars are getting burnt, you're getting fucked up, whatever the case is. If you're going to protest, you got to do it properly to make an impact to change things. Whereas over here, I think it's more of a disruption thing than trying to actually change it or just something to do because half the people are sitting on government assistance and they're like, oh yeah, I'll go protest. Like for example, okay, I was doing a job in this town called Peterborough. It's a small little town, fucking northeast of Toronto. And they were doing this Black Lives Matter protest. And and again, just visually speaking, all these overweight white people with colored hair marching down the street with their Black Lives Matter signs saying, down with the Peterborough Fire Department. It's like, what the fuck are you protesting the fire department for?
Yeah.
Like, because the other thing is that in Canada, sometimes they get caught up in wanting to be American and having American issues. it's fucking, I don't know, man. I
Mm-hmm.
don't
We
know.
don't
It
want
is
to have a
fucking
race.
crazy.
I mean, I think the loudest part of it, the squeaky wheel gets the grease type shit. It's the one who gets the
Yeah.
media coverage. So they have to be the extreme of that ideology. Like,
Mm.
the top, the like I said, the 10% of each end is like just the most obnoxious and unreasonable people. But the middle, it's pretty reasonable. Like you can go, yeah, no, we, don't do that. We can agree that this is like that. You can agree with other people. The
Mm-hmm.
the other
Mm-hmm.
ones, the people that are extremists, and that's what I mean. We know that they're doing that with with social media, like outrage and things like that. Like they're manipulating us through the algorithms. Like we think that it's just, oh
Yeah.
yeah, it wants to show us what it wants to see. No, no, no. It loves outrage because it extends the amount of time you're
Yeah.
on the app, and that's all they care
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
about.
Mm-hmm. And that's why
And
we
to
don't
be
pick a
honest,
side. Mm-mm.
the more you have conversations like this with people of many different cultural backgrounds, you realize that like we're all the fucking same.
Yeah.
We all, pretty much think the same. We all want the same things. And the more you start to realize is like those extreme sides are really fucked up.
It's more political when they're on the extreme sides, you know?
Yeah, it is.
It's
It's
not
so
us the people so much. I mean, there are certain groups of people inside certain cultures that are extremists, okay?
every
Um,
culture.
Oh yeah,
every culture. But
100%.
for the majority of Americans, like we just want to be able to pay our bills, be able to afford gas. I don't know if you saw the gas prices down here. Be able to afford food and just
What's
enjoy
the gas
life.
price right now for you?
Almost five. It's almost $5 a gallon.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a conversion here because we go
It's
off of
Two
liters.
ninety nine.
Yeah, so I think the last time I saw it was 4.69 a gallon. That's too close to five to me. I rounded up. I'm like, I'm used to seeing like 2.90, 93, 95 a gallon back in South
So
Carolina.
how much is it a gallon for you in Arizona?
I would say 4.69 a gallon. That's the last time.
469. Okay, that's hold on. 469 a gallon. So 1 gallon. Hold on. The whiskey's hitting me here now. So
Wait,
so
four, four
one
liters.
gallon is 3.7 liters.
Okay.
Okay, so 469. Um, I'm gonna look stupid here trying to calculate shit like I'm smart, you know?
What
Uh,
what's your gas prices, Chris? What's yours?
we're anywhere between 299 and 230 or 339.
I gotta move back east. Wow.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Wow. Because
Like
California is even more expensive. They're
yeah,
like
they're talking
$6, $7 a gallon.
$7 a gallon. Shit. I don't
Ain't
think
no
so.
way. And I
You're
drove a
paying that much?
truck. I drove a truck for 6 years. A Dodge Ram 1500. I gave it
No.
to my mom. Yeah, because I love
Very nice.
trucks. I gave it to, I gave it to my mom, and now I drive a Kia. I'm like,
So
hey, I'm
That's
moving
right.
smart.
That's right.
so based on yesterday's price, because
Uh-huh.
we just dropped from like 190 a liter to around 160, which would be about six plus dollars a gallon.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's unnecessary.
Mm-mm-mm. Straight ahead moves. If I'm even saying that right. If I'm even saying that, or my country accent, yeah. Um, it's like why?
Just to give an equation, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's the rest of the world, though. When I talk to anyone about, we're sitting here bitching about our gas price, and still, that's that's nothing compared to what they pay because they're paying per liter as well, which I guess
Mm-hmm.
ends up
Mm-hmm.
adding somewhere. Um,
Yeah.
but it's like that's everywhere around the world. They're all dealing with the same problem. They have
That
always
is
paid
true.
more for gas, probably commodities. I would imagine as well. Like
That is true. The islands definitely. I remember going to because I've been to a lot of the islands like Belize, um, just a bunch of them, right? And their gas prices was even back in the day, like 10 years ago, they were paying $6 a gallon because of
yeah,
the it has to be imported.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that.
And not only that, but they had their dollars or their currency is less. Like they have to get. It's harder to get the amount that you need for that. So like, what's the conversion rate? Do you know for Canada and America?
Right now I think it's around $1.40.
Okay, so that's yeah. So that
That's
means
around Europe too. I think Europe's around that same.
should
But
know that because
the euro is worth way more than the Canadian dollar. Isn't the euro worth more than the American dollar?
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's been a a re-leveling that's been occurring, um, because like they're I guess I don't know. It depends on how far you go into the rabbit hole or whatever. But there's supposed to be certain control um, entities that are in control. Like America is supposed to control from the north to the south, all the way from Canada, all the way down to the tip of Brazil, like Venezuela. Like it's supposed to be the control sections. China's doing. I don't know. China and Russia, y'all can fight it out, but I don't know who's
Yeah.
gonna be in control over there. But yeah, no, like it seems to be tipping in that way. Like we're trying to take what Greenland and all that stuff. So like
Yeah. I saw
that
that.
we're taking other countries that are in our like we took Venezuela. It's like no, we didn't. Their people are still in charge. No, I mean we're taking
No,
imports.
we
We said they
took
can't
over
export
that.
anything. Yeah, use
Yeah,
it right
That
now. Like
we
like
definitely
like
took
that,
over.
that had to been a political deal because like it was way too smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It was one and done. Fucking nobody talks about it anymore.
Where's he at? Because we don't even know. I know he's in New
he's
York
with Diddy.
somewhere.
Yeah, he's with
Yeah,
Diddy.
that same.
Yeah, he's like
What's
we gonna
going
make y'all
on?
roommates.
And the wife. They took the
Yeah,
wife too.
yeah, because that's normal. No, he was like, hey, if y'all are gonna put me on vacation, like, man, make sure I can bring my wife with me. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
But
Like
like
that
you're
dude's out
saying,
all
that had to have been planned. That had to have been planned.
100% that was an inside fucking plan. There's like, come on, like seriously, like people are not that stupid.
Well, they wanted to, I think it's plausible deniability for the country of Venezuela. I think that they were like, yo, so I can't just give it to you, Trump. I can't just give it to you. So like, you got to come take it, but
Mm-hmm.
come take me and the wife out of the country, so we're not, killed like randomly, because we let you take over. So, take us out of the country and do whatever you want. Just make sure you leave it nice when we come back.
And then what happened right after that? We enter a war.
Hmm.
We didn't see
So
one.
Going back to war is just a fabrication to boost certain people's pockets and to hide certain things from people.
Mm-hmm.
Distraction, you know?
Certain files.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You know.
distract the fuck
Which,
out of
I
them.
mean, where are they?
There's no files. I don't know what you're talking about. But if there
You
were,
know?
they would be the best files.
I love it. I
My
love it.
favorite type of
That's how he
files,
talks.
pedophiles.
That's how he talks. And it's just like, man,
He just says
no
shit.
shame. No shame. No
We have
shame in his
never
game.
had none, and he doesn't give a fuck. And he just like they tell him shit's illegal. He's like, oh yeah, whatever. You have to take it to court. Talk to the lawyers. It's like, yo, he was suing himself. That $1.6 billion that he was putting in that slush fund for,
Mm-hmm.
de-weaponize had nothing to do with de-weaponization at all. It was like, we're gonna pay people that were um, affected by the last government office. Like we're gonna go ahead and give that to all the January 6th,
Mm-hmm.
insurrectionists, all that stuff. It's like, but really, it was him suing himself because he's also got a lawsuit with the IRS,
Oh
and
yeah.
that was played into it. He said, "Fine, you guys set this fund up, and I, I'll drop the suit." That was his winning. It's like, yo, you're suing yourself. You're the government. You have our interest at mind, right? No. That's why every Friday and Tuesday is the cycle where it goes from on Friday there's peace talks. Hey, they're sitting down at the table now. We're gonna actually have this. We'll have it by the weekend. Everything will be fine. It'll be signed
Mm-hmm.
Monday, and then
Mm-hmm.
by Tuesday it's like Iran says, "All right, no, it's all out war. We have not been talking to them. We are still at war, and they're still bombing. Everybody's still bombing the whole
Yeah,
time."
they went back. They went back to bombing either yesterday or the day
Hey,
before. Like you
today,
Now,
full on.
just had to yeah, I think they sent like 200 Iran sent 200 missiles over to Tel Aviv
No,
yesterday or the day before. And they got that
do you
Iron
think they're
Dome that's
really
trying to
bombing
block
though?
them. Huh?
Do you think they're really bombing or are they bombing?
no, they're really bombing.
They are. They
You
sent
think?
those
Yeah,
missiles.
they're in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in it. Like we found. I mean, they definitely were doing something on purpose. They were paying off McDonnell Douglas and the weapons manufacturers here, because for us to be using what we were using for their the Golden Dome, or the Iron Dome,
Iron
like
Dome,
the
yeah.
Iron Dome, we were spending every time they would shoot something out, like they shoot 20 rockets that are worth 20 to 40 grand a piece. We're shooting out things that are anywhere from $500,000 to $3 million per per rocket. So it's like they were pretty much just bankrupting us. They're like, we could do this shit all day. Like we've been collecting for 20 years. We've been
Mm-hmm.
making these drones. We had a plan from the beginning. So like the fact that they are like that and using the drones the way they are, that is that I mean,
They've been
fucking
gearing
kudos
for
to them.
this for a long time, you
A
know.
long time. And it was just a matter of, they were already, this is what really fucks me up about the whole scenario. They were sitting down for peace talks to take all of their uranium and all their nuclear program
Yep.
and to bring it back. Like they were ready to do that. They were already ready to sign the paperwork. And then we decided that we're going to go to war with them. Like what? Why would you do that? We don't even have to deal. Now they said they are not going to make any deal that has to do with taking out because all they have to do is become a nuclear power. If they say that they have the ability to reach these countries and they have nukes, then
Mhm.
they get to sit at the big boy table, and they are now
Absolutely. Just like North Korea, they didn't stop North Korea from having their own. They
right.
can't go in there and now bully him around. Kim Jong Un or whatever his name is. They can't bully him now because he has those nuclear capabilities, and it can reach over to the United States. It's like, but do we really think that Iran was that unstable in the Middle East to the point where we're going so hard to make sure they don't have a nuclear power or yeah, uranium, all these things to make a nuclear bomb? I mean, do you really think they're that big of a threat to the United States? Like, why are we going
Uh,
so hard to control these people? Everybody else has nukes, you know? Um,
I think the reason that we're doing that is because there is an initiative over there. If you notice, the what was it? It was the 8 wars that we had to get in, and this has been known since the mid to late '90s. Like there was we had to Israel has an agenda to go, what is it, what's the saying, something to the sea, but it's like talking about how they're trying to take over that region. They want to be the world power in that region, and they do want the United
oh,
States out
yeah,
of there, but
yeah,
we kind
yeah.
of need y'all's funding right now, and your weaponry. So until we're done with that, then we'll take over this area and control all the dealings.
Yeah.
And I think Iran is really against that, and that's why we already cleared out Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
We changed over Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, um, Lebanon. Like we've already changed all of these places, and the last one left that was on that list was Iran, and that was going to be the most difficult. So I think they
Mm-hmm.
were like, save it for last, and then let some asshole go in there.
Well, they got
And
Hezbollah in Lebanon.
yeah,
They're very close with Iran, and they're just, you know, they've already taken over Gaza, the West Bank. Um, as far as
Hezbollah.
Israel has
Yeah,
taken over those
yeah,
regions. They
yeah,
have,
exactly.
and they're trying to get into Lebanon now. And then you got Hezbollah that's very close to Iran, and that Al-Tali that they killed back. I forgot when they.
Isn't
And
that whole Gaza takeover about trying to make another shipping route? They want to build another route through there, um, to create another shipping route.
like the
From
Strait of
from what I've
Hormuz,
heard. Yeah,
they want to take over. Absolutely, yes, yeah.
There is
and
the
that's the main
shipping
purpose
route.
for it.
It's
They
already
want
established.
control.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
already an established route though. Like that's a route that they take. Um, but the real thing is they really just they don't want people that have claim to a land. Like those, the
Leave
Palestinians
them
have
alone.
to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Leave them
exactly. Leave them
alone.
alone.
Like I
They
just get so frustrated because I'm like I said, we were going back. These people, man, they just want to live like me and you, and they got those mines that are in the Strait of Hormuz. Now it's like nobody can get through,
Yep.
and it's like, why are you trying so hard to make sure that these people don't have a home? Like Palestine, I think one other country. Um, Palestine's not it's not seen as a country or whatever, but it's like they it's it exists, but it doesn't exist. Does that make any
Yeah,
sense?
it's not on a map for some reason. Like they've been
Yeah.
there longer than they were there before, 45 when 46 when we did the oh shit, I forget the doctrine. But it was
With the
the
UN.
yeah, it was granting Israel the space to say that you have a country, and then they've just slowly
Yeah.
expanded that on their own. Like they go in
Yeah.
there and they take homes and they say, all right,
Two
you don't live
state
here anymore.
solution. Yeah, that two-state
Yeah,
solution.
yeah,
Well, they
yeah.
didn't want the Palestinians didn't want the two-state solution. They didn't
Right.
agree with it. They that was their land before. That's the history of it, and they didn't. So then the Israelis definitely took on that two-state solution, and that's where Israel came from. And then it just became this thing. What's it called? The Nekba, the I can't think of the name of it.
Me
Nabak,
neither.
Luke, or something like that, where they displaced hundreds and thousands of Palestinians from their homes. They ran them out of that region, or they tried
Still
to,
doing it. Still doing it.
and
As
still
they still
doing
do
it
now.
as a
Yeah,
genocide.
every
Yeah,
day.
yeah, every day, and it's just like they're trying to do that with Iran, and Iran is fighting back with 200. They're sending all the missiles over there, and I don't like war. I don't like it. I really, but they have a right to defend themselves, and that's just my belief. This is just me because I believe in
Yeah.
human rights.
Yes,
Humans should have basic rights, and they
absolutely.
should fight for their country. And you know, I think it was the United States or Israel sent three Tomahawk missiles into that school over there in Iran and killed all those girls. Three
That
of
was
them.
us. That was us.
Three, not just one. I could see if maybe that school
Double
was hit
time?
with
Oh,
one.
triple.
Yeah, maybe that was a mistake. But you targeted with three different. That tells me that you thought some official was in that school and didn't think about those kids.
That's all it is. It's just traumatizing the local populace. It's literal terrorism. It's the
Mm-hmm.
thing that we
Yeah,
talk that we're say that we're against, but it's literal terrorism. Like we're if you kill a school full of children, they're like, oh, everything's on. Like you can anybody at any time, and you keep the people at a heightened state of alert and so on until they get tired and they just get tired of it. And it's a way to mentally exhaust them. And that's where it's like, that was based on, and that's why Anthropic actually stepped out of the limelight for a second
who
because
did?
Anthropic, the which ones there's Claude, Mythos, and all that stuff like
Mm.
the AI, the different AI. And they were using that for targeting purposes. Like they were using an AI for targeting purposes,
Yeah,
and it had an old photo of that location, like 9 years old, and it goes, okay, so this is actually a location from 9 years ago that was a legitimate question mark, and it wasn't a school at the time, but then it became a school, and
that's what
if you
happened.
yeah, that's what happened. And if they
Yeah.
would have looked at the current data and the current screens, a human would have known immediately because you can see all of the different things, the children and so on, so
Mm-hmm,
you would
mm-hmm.
know. But they barely even like it's a human just when they're doing their targeting stuff, they're like, yeah, it looks good, and they just go on, just like they do with anything else in AI. It's like just you become lazy as shit, and yeah, and that's what happened. And it's like that's why Anthropic they they were like, yo, we don't want to do that anymore. Like we don't want to be
Mm-hmm,
associated with
mm-hmm.
like death. We would like we want to help you guys out in your mission and help that along, but this is something different. You're allowing AI to choose who lives and who dies, and it's known to do crazy shit. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're not doing that. And then they got banned from the DoD using it. Like anybody in the government being able
Yeah.
to use it, they got
Yeah.
blacklisted. But their tech is so good that they were like, all right, we'll reconsider that, you guys. We actually need them.
Well, Hegseth should have known that. You know,
Fucking hate that guy. I fucking hate
he
that guy.
like if you're gonna put out orders, make sure they're right. You know, like that's a big mistake, and like we'll never forget that.
No,
Cigar Talk Toronto. What do you on the outside looking in? Because you're in Canada. What do you think about all this that's going on around the world? Like,
Um, I'm sitting back and I'm learning right now because, to be honest, um, when it comes to all this war stuff, it's one of those things that I've decided not to pay too much attention to because I think it's all distraction. Um, and I think it's all fuckery, number one.
hmm
So, I mean, at the end of the day, what are we going to do?
I know.
You know,
That's the thing.
and you know, it might sound fucked up, but like, what are we going to do? And a perfect example, talking about Gaza, right? You see the people protesting for Palestine, free Palestine, but like, what is that doing? So you're going and marching through the streets in another country for people that don't give a fuck about what you're saying, and it's not changing the outcome. So, you know, from the outside looking in, you know, selfishly, I got my own shit to worry about up here. The government's trying to take everything I fucking enjoy doing in life.
Yeah, yeah, I see
You
that.
know what I mean? So it's like at some point in time, you have to start focusing on things you might be able to have an impact in versus things you will never have an impact in. I'm never going to have an impact in a war in Iran, you know, the takeover in Gaza. What can I potentially have an impact in? Well, the stuff going on in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I focus my attention on some of that stuff and I've really tuned out. So I'm just sitting back listening to you guys talk and I'm actually learning a lot right now from what you're saying because I'm not that educated in what you're talking about. So I can't really give my 2 cents on that topic.
Yeah. What I will say is my mom. I try to talk to her about it. She's like, man, I just want to go to work and pay my bills. She's like, I got
Yeah.
enough stuff to worry about. So you and her have the same mentality, absolutely the same mentality. The only thing, and I agree with you 100%.
Like, do I agree with so like here's my perception of it. Okay, listen. Each country has decided you are this country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each country has decided we this person is going to rule the country or they took over the country, whatever the case is. But I'm not focused on what's going on in my neighbor's house. I'm focused on what's going on in my house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm gonna leave the neighbor alone because I don't give a fuck what they're doing because I need to focus on my house and keeping my
Yeah,
house in line.
yeah, yeah.
Um, you
Especially
know,
if you saw the neighbor was a crazy bastard out front at 4 o'clock in the morning, fucking shooting his guns and waving his flags and shit. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah,
I might join in on that festivity, but
yeah, yeah.
you know, the gun aspect of it,
yeah.
um, it's it's one of those things like where do you draw the line between uh wanting to have a say in how everybody operates to focusing on your own.
I'll give you this example. I'll just give you this because like I said, I grew up in a very conservative Christian
You just
family.
catch that? I put the cigar on. I put the wrong end in my mouth.
Oh my!
Good
Oh,
times.
that whiskey. So
Yeah, the whiskey.
the conservative part, of course, it was for Israel. You know, that's you back that country, like that was our ally, still
Yeah,
is, right? Um, and you don't like it was the promised people. God, like that's God's people. You don't go against them. You know, you'll be strike dead, right? If
yeah.
if you do. So the thing about the protest and all that kind of stuff, this is the way I see it. Um, it's changing the ideology in this country. People are starting to, because people are starting to see past Israel's some of the things that are going on
It
politically.
is.
I'm not
What
talking
is
about the
that doing?
people. I'm
But
talking
like,
about the
what is that doing to
politics.
change the outcome in the country, right? So that's where I mean,
Yeah,
like, are people going to get together to say this is what we're going to do to really change what's going on there, or are we just going to talk about it to talk about it?
I think it's getting to the because it's not the people. It's not the people of
No, it's not. It's the governments, it's the
it's the
people in
government,
charge.
the idea.
Every government, every government of every country, I believe, is all fucking evil and
Yeah,
fucking pedo
yeah.
and all that shit. Like, you know, where do the people start to say we need to take the country back and go back to what government was initially formed for?
Because our tax dollars are being sent over there for this war and everything. Like, we have to have a say in it. Of course, you know, they're going to do what they want to do, especially with the people that are in office right now. They're not going to listen to "We Are the People." Okay, they're just not. I think it just changes like globally how we view these countries. Now that's not going to stop the war. But then, you know, they know there's scrutiny, and they know that time is running out as far as like support from the people. And that does, I don't care how narcissistic you are, it does weigh on you a little bit. It can change some
If you have a
decisions.
compass, yes, it does weigh on you. Yes.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Some
Yeah.
people don't have empathy and all that kind of stuff.
No, they don't.
But believe it or not, Trump don't have 100% control.
No.
He thinks he
Trump answers
does.
to somebody. Trump answers to somebody, and it's the
Mm-hmm.
same somebody Obama answered to and Bush
Mm-hmm.
answered to.
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody else out there pulling the strings, and these presidents and prime ministers, they're just the messenger.
Right. And I think the people that are above Trump and everybody, they are listening to what some of the people are saying, I think, and are protecting.
You think or you hope?
I think, because I mean, I
But
can hope all day. I think
yeah,
they stopped Trump from doing certain things that he wanted to do because it's unethical. And they are listening to some of the protests and some of the things, especially online, social media. Like we don't stand for what's going on in Gaza, you know, and so that I think it does go to the some of it goes to the people that are above the people that think they are in charge when they're not. They're not 100% in charge.
you know what really I think would change people's views and perspectives on certain things. There was this show I watched on Netflix. Fuck, what was the name of it? It was about an American soldier. He went over to, I think, Afghanistan. He became a prisoner in Afghanistan, and the family that held him captive, they treated him with respect. He was playing, soccer with the kids or whatever, became part of the
Right.
family. America came in and blew up the fucking neighborhood. The kid died. So now all of a sudden he came back to the United States with a different perspective on the way things were and operating. And he turned into be a terrorist because of what he experienced over there. And what I'm saying is you have to look at things from both ends of the coin. If I'm in my neighborhood, right, just for speaking purposes, the United States came in and bombed my neighborhood, all these innocent people were fucking killed, I would be fucking shouting death to America too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You know?
creating our own enemy, literally. Like locking
Exactly.
people up in Guantanamo Bay. Like we were over there just randomly going.
Right.
It was like those Salem witch trials. It's like, all right, who's a terrorist? Who are they? And they'll just
Mhm.
grab your ass in the middle of the night, take you and your sons to fucking Guantanamo, and torture you for 15 years without any trials or anything. They're just torturing
The
the shit out of
worst conditions ever
you. And then
recorded.
they go, oh, sorry guys, I guess you didn't do it. And then they push them back in their country.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like for
Ridiculous.
example, like shows like that where people sit down and they start to watch it and it's drama, they get into it. But I think shows like that are more impactful than protesting and disrupting people's lives because you're sitting back, you're tuned into a program and you're starting to see things in a different perspective and light. So now you could say, you know what? I do understand where they're coming from because they just want to have their peace, raise their families, mind their business. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, this is what happened. Death came upon them. They lost their kids. So I understand why they don't like X country, right? I think if you could start taking events like that and making, documentaries and shows, and I think that could impact people's opinions more than me getting in my truck trying to go to work and these fucking these vegans are blocking the fucking highway. I'm like, yo, I don't give a fuck what you eat. I just want to go to work.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean?
I
Like,
and I think that's why a lot of journalists aren't allowed in Gaza and in those
mm,
areas because they know the impact of what the media has on society. Because
Absolutely. They
we're
spend $8 billion a year on
yeah.
that exact thing. They spend $8 billion a year in our entertainment industry just to be able to go, hey, we're going to show them what we want to show them. We
Hmm.
want to give them the ideas, and we'll make it their idea. Like that's part of negotiation and propaganda, which is like you introduce something and let somebody else like fill in the blank and go, okay, yeah, oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, we should do that. When that was the goal the whole time.
Right. And they were saying some of the footage out in the war zones was AI, or it wasn't real or propaganda. And I'm like, no, nobody's holding up a hair dryer over on the side making it look like the wind is blowing
Right.
and just making this up. No, that's actually like a skeleton on the ground right there. That's not AI, that's real. So and certain countries
But
are afraid of that.
in saying that, going back to the COVID times when they had all these bodies underneath all these fucking, you know what I mean? So a lot of people are skeptical about what they're seeing because there was a lot of fake shit put out there.
Yeah, yeah, and it's getting worse with the AI and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, going back to COVID, going back to that just real quick, those freezers that they had out in New York. Now, I wasn't a nurse in New York. That was real. People don't think COVID was real. I was telling you in the chat when you guys were on live. I've never seen anything like that in my whole entire life. I was an EMT before that for 10 years, so I was in the medical field before becoming a nurse. And when I walked in that hospital, that was my first year being a registered nurse. And it looked like these people were drowning. They looked like fish out of water because of what COVID was doing to their lungs. It's called ARDS, and it causes like scarring and inflammation and fluid to build up in the lungs, and then they can't breathe and they have to be on a ventilator and all that kind of stuff, right? And they never really get their function of their lungs back because it turns into scar tissue. Yeah, these people. It was like I remember this old guy. He was on high flow oxygen, just sitting there watching TV, eating lunch. Next thing you know, he needs to be put on like a BiPAP, and then
Yeah.
that fails, and it failed really quickly. Then he needed to be intubated, and it was just like 2 hours ago he was watching TV, eating lunch. Like what? People were just dying so quickly. Uh, their statuses would change so quickly. We would call families saying and tell them, "Hey, they're doing good," and then an hour later we would have to call them back and be like, "No, actually, your dad just passed away," and they're like, "No, you just told me he was doing good," and that's how quickly they were just dying. Just
But do you think COVID was fabricated in a sense that it was made and unleashed among society for a certain reason? I see you shaking your head yes over there.
who, me or
You know what I
him,
mean?
Chris?
Like nobody's denied the fact that it had an impact,
Uh huh.
but it was a creation, my belief.
Yes, it was made out of that Wuhan laboratory for sure.
One
Corona's
hundred
been
percent.
around. That's not a new virus, but whatever super corona thing that they made in that laboratory was something manufactured for sure.
It's patented. The
Patented.
Yeah.
actual, the
Yes.
actual, it's actually patented. You can look. You can go on Google right now. Google patent and just pull up coronavirus, corona night, and it will come up, and it is patented. Now, why and how would you patent a virus like that? That would just be out in the world, right? Like they don't know. You know, the flu shot that everybody gets. They don't know what flu is actually out there now because
Mm-hmm.
it's already changed. So they're just basing it off of last year's flu, and the same way, like, so my whole thing with the it was created, it definitely was created, it definitely was funded by, the Gates Foundation, which is,
The
he's
big,
got
yeah.
his hand in a lot of things. And
Mm-hmm.
like the
Vaccines.
What,
vaccines,
what's that? What's that illness going around with the
clones,
ticks and the red meat allergies now?
Oh, you're talking
oh,
about the Ebola and hantavirus.
Yeah.
no, no, no,
Those two.
no.
Which one?
This is the one with the ticks. It's I can't remember the name of the actual. It's a disorder where you can't have meat anymore. You can't have red meat anymore. But
Because
Lyme
who, ha-
disease.
who
are tick.
because who's buying up all the farmland?
It ain't Lyme
Who's
disease, is
trying
it?
to put who's trying to
No,
put people on genetic meat,
yeah.
saying,
It,
"Oh, right?
Yeah.
he's got five companies. He's got five companies that make non-meat meat. So of course he's like, yeah, you know what, we that would be a bad thing. And like they're arguing for the ethics of allowing that tick to just be out there and not really treating for it or caring that it's being delivered. Like it's being delivered to different sections and sectors of the country. The guy who that actually worked in the lab working on it in New Hampshire. It's an island in New Hampshire where they do
Oh,
genetic
yeah.
modification, and
Huh?
that's what they were working on was the ticks and giving them viruses because they're essentially they're like a stealthy assassin. Like
Oh,
you have no
yeah.
ticks, you don't know when a tick gets on you. You're like, oh shit, okay. It bites you one time and you can no longer have red meat. Like that's it seems like science fiction, and then you go, oh no, that's actually happening right now.
I have to
Um,
look that one up.
yeah,
That would
yeah,
devastate me, man, because I just had some delicious steak before
Me
this, and
too.
like, oh
me too.
man.
It was steak day.
Hey, I had yeah, I had what is it called? Oh my gosh. Not sirloin, the other one, ribeye. Yeah. I have to look that up for sure.
Yeah, oh,
I had
it's
some nice delicious sirloins and some barbecue arepas and
oh
You
fucking
eat
snap.
good to
good.
go.
That's one thing you do.
Yeah,
You eat good for sure.
for sure, for sure.
Well, you
That's
see, that's the thing. Like, talking about the flu shots and stuff like that, I don't take any of that shit. You know how I stay from getting sick? I eat right. You stay away from the processed sugars, the junk foods, the donuts, the muffins. Even in North America, I hate to say it, as much as I love pasta, you got to stay away from pasta.
oh yeah.
You got to eat fruits that have seeds in it still, because going
Yeah.
back about the watermelons with the seedless, well, that's just genetically modified. I don't even know if you could call it fruit today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all right.
And there's certain things like if you go back and look at, you see people out on their lawns and they're picking the dandelions because they see them as fucking, they're an invasion to their lawn. But there's so much healthy aspects to a dandelion that, for your immune system, the dandelion root and even the flower and the leaf,
Mhm.
it's so beneficial to the human body. And what they're doing is they're essentially telling people that it's not good for you because they don't want you to be healthy. So if you can learn how to eat healthy, you don't get sick. I don't get sick.
Hmm. Do you
Like I
use the
don't get
dandelion?
sick.
Do does
Yeah,
does your
yeah,
wife put dana in her mints and herbs and all that kind of stuff?
yeah. Like so, when everything starts to unthaw up here, we get the lawn full of dandelions. She goes out there, she picks the root, the flower, the leaf, everything. We dry out the roots. We use the flowers and teas and the roots. And once you dry it up,
Mhm.
we use the root and tea, stuff like that. Super healthy for you. Same thing with like, ginger and turmeric,
I love those.
soursop. I mean, like there's
I
so
love
much honey, like real natural honey, not the shit you get in the grocery store. There's so much good uh, properties to all of these things that keep your immune system healthy and able to fight viruses, because that's part of the human body. Is when the human body comes in contact with a virus, it's supposed to be able to fight it and build up the antibodies itself to it. We're not supposed to be relying on vaccines and medicines,
Right.
because then your body doesn't build up the immunity to it. So you got
Yeah.
to be able to fight it, right? And
Right.
to be able to fight it, you have to stay healthy. Number one, you have to stay active. And two, you have to really eat right. And that's the thing that a lot of people aren't getting, is the eating right. They're so reliant on vaccines and medicine.
Yeah.
that's
You remember Dr. Sebi? You
Never
remember
heard of them.
Dr. Sebi? Oh, you have to look him up. They killed him, I believe. That's just speculation because um, I think what was it, Lisa Left Eye? She went and saw him down there.
Really?
Yeah, she went down there to Honduras to see him because she wanted to have like a natural detox, and he was
Yeah.
known to bring people to his village and cured some people of cancer because basically he was giving them the herbs and all the natural things to starve that tumor, and it had no choice but to shrink and disappear.
That's
Different tumors.
that's something soursop is good for too, I
Yeah,
believe, is fighting cancer. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom has some of that tea at her house now. It's got a bitter taste to it. It's very bitter, but
Yeah.
um,
It's like if you even if you look at it on a daily basis, right? People go and they get their coffee. Coffee's not bad for you, but once you start putting the sugars and the creams and this fucking foam and this and this and this, right? That's where it starts to become unhealthy for you.
mhm,
Just regular black coffee is not that, it's not bad for you. It's
mhm.
natural caffeine. It's actually good for you. It doesn't dehydrate you. It's mostly water. Um, there's so many things that they were caught fucking lying about sugar.
Yeah,
You know, they were caught lying about cigarettes.
yeah. Because
You used to
back
have
in
a
the day,
story.
70 and 80s, they were talking about how fat made you fat. No, that wasn't. Saturated fat doesn't make you fat. It's the carbs and the sugars.
No, it's the saturated fat. Yeah.
You-
That's why you should be cooking with, you got to learn about your oils too. And
I don't
you
cook.
should be
That's one
cooking,
thing I don't cook with. Well,
you should be cooking with like ghee or, you know, like just a lot of people go and they cook with olive oil. Well, olive oil is not meant to be cooked with. It's meant
mm-hmm,
to be drizzled on something for a flavor. Because
hmm
once you start cooking it, it changes the properties of it. It's like when it comes to certain vegetables and you boil them, all the nutrients is lost. So
right,
you have to steam it to keep that nutrients in it or eat them raw.
right. But it's just like our body knows what to do with saturated fats because it's like when you get to the trans fats or the poly
Yeah.
saturated fats, um, or margarine, things of that nature. Our body doesn't know how to break that down.
Margarine is horrible for you.
Yeah. What was that? High fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
Body does
Yeah.
not know what to do with that stuff.
No,
Saturated
no.
is normal. That's what the natives lived off of. They ate off of the cows and the
Yeah. Even if you look at eggs, you know, eggs are a superfood. And they talk about cholesterol aspects to eggs, but it's a different cholesterol. There's different types of cholesterol, and so they have all these people scared of eating eggs now
I mean,
because of the
cholesterol itself,
cholesterol.
like the cholesterol is like they've been fighting it and so on. But if you look at the brain, the brain is primarily cholesterol, literally primarily cholesterol. It's like
Mhm.
okay, but again, we're the amount of gray versus white matter in your brain. It's the white is essentially it's not dead,
Eat
but
it.
it's not active, and there
Yeah.
it's just people's brains are getting whitewashed, you could say.
Yeah.
Like they're just it's happening, it's intentional. Like this action right here when you're looking at your phone, like looking down, that actually it limits the amount of blood flow to your what is it, what's the one that it's the base of the brain, it's where
The
the
brain stem you talking about?
yeah, it's at the brain stem, but it's the cognitive function that it's attached to. But it's like that actually slows your brain function by
Mhm.
keeping your head at this angle for a extended period of time. It actually limits the amount of blood. Like it's not by a lot, but it's enough to have an impact. So it's like,
Mhm.
dude, all these things on our daily life are designed to essentially like not for your benefit.
Yep.
Look at a clock from today. It's just gonna be I can guarantee it's gonna be a round circle, and it's not gonna have anything coming off of it. There's no wood creation. There's no like anything. And then you look at something from like the 30s, 40s, 50s. It's actually like somebody took time, designed it like before the era of let's make everything just plain and try and kill them. Can we make it plain as fuck and try and kill these guys, please? They need
Right.
2.2 billion of us off the planet immediately, and I think they're working on that. I think that's the thing that makes me the most afraid is that once they have whatever the thing is, the mechanism of change in place, they're just gonna be like, all right, everybody ready, throw the switch, and 2.2 million of us gone.
Yep.
30 days without power in America kills 80% of
Yeah.
Americans.
Exactly.
And
That's craziness.
that's something actually when we did our episode, you were talking about, you know, looking at your phone and putting your head down. That's something that since we talked about that, every time I'm on my phone, I'm trying to be
Mhm.
like this when I'm
Yes.
not with my head down. Yeah. I actually I learned about that from you and you know, salute to you for that one because I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I just learned that too. Let me ask you guys a question. Where do you think all this glioblastoma all these like brain tumors and stuff coming from. Like literally, I live in Phoenix, and there's a brain tumor institution. It's like I don't know how many stories. It's a really big building, and it's for all types of like neuro disorders, but mainly for brain tumors. And it's like you didn't hear people did have like brain cancer and stuff like that back in the day, but it's like obviously it's increasing. Do you think it has anything to do with our phone technology, our headphones?
All
Um,
of it, all of it. Like literally, every last aspect of our life is poisonous to us. From the food, there's too much evidence for the food to just be terrible for you. 90% of it.
mhm.
Then you have the water itself. They're turning the frogs gay. I can't I can't ever help but say that one. Damn, Alex Jones got me. But I mean, he wasn't wrong at the time, and that's what always gets me. It's like, oh shit, he was for real because the forever chemicals that are in our water.
Yeah.
There's a number of them, but one of them is estrogen, and damn, I had the name of the actual chemical that they made it. The U.S. made a gay bomb. It's literally a bomb that would, if dropped, it would have a mass, and it would change the dude's estrogen levels and so on, and like it was.
Ooh.
Man, they called it the gay bomb, and that was a plan for a while. Like, was to bomb in the Middle East,
And estrogen's known to cause cancer, and
right?
too much of
Right,
it.
Well,
and
not only
it,
that too, like in the States, do you guys, so have you guys switched to the PEC system when it comes to the basic plumbing in your house?
unfamiliar.
Yeah, I don't know.
So essentially PECs is plastic lines.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
So instead of the copper, so what they've started doing is started replacing all the copper, and water going through the copper is essential to the body because there's certain
Oh yeah.
properties of, right? So now they're replacing all the copper. And another thing too, you talk about what's it, dementia and Alzheimer's, that's been linked to sugars.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's been linked to
So
everything.
now all these people, all these years that have been eating all these processed sugars, like fucking you go to fucking Starbucks and you get this fucking grande fucking, fruity fucking coffee beverage with all these sugars and fucking soy and fucking creams and this and a spritz of caramel, like all these
Exactly.
sugars, they create these symptoms of Alzheimer's and dementia.
Yeah.
The microplastics in that same coffee. Starbucks has found that their coffee cups, every coffee cup that you see, it's always lined with plastic. Like even though you think it's a copper
Exactly.
cup, it still has
Yep.
plastic inside. It's like, why would you
Yep.
put a hot liquid inside of a coffee cup made of
Mm-hmm.
That's why I
plastic
don't do
knowing that
that.
it's going to leach?
I drink coffee from home. I have a proper coffee machine, everything's stainless steel. I put it in my thermos, stainless steel, because you know what I noticed? So up here, we have Tim Hortons, similar to you guys' Dunkin' Donuts, right?
Yeah.
So my wife brought home a bunch of Tim Hortons cups. I was like, okay, cool. I can make my coffee, put it in the cup, whatever. And, I made my coffee one day, put it in that cup, took a sip. I was like, this tastes like fucking shit. What the hell is going on here? So
No.
then I started looking into the cups and like you say, the microplastics and stuff like that in there to prevent the cup from leaking. Well, guess what? When that heats up, what do those chemicals do? It goes into your liquid.
Right.
Now you're drinking it. So I don't, especially up here, we got the fucking paper straws. We don't have the plastic straws. Every time I go to the States, I stock up on the plastic straws. Because up here,
Right.
you put the paper straw in the drink, and in 2 fucking minutes, it's fucking starting
It's
to get
disintegrate.
soggy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? All those chemicals in that paper, now you're sipping on.
And I don't like paper in my mouth. Oh,
right.
that's like that's a horrible
No,
texture.
there's no reason for that. There's literally no reason
That's
for that. They just want
awful. Yeah.
Hey, we don't even have bags. You have to bring your own bags to stores. We don't have plastic bags anymore. You have to bring your own fucking renewable fucking bags to the store when you go for like groceries because they don't give you bags no more.
But it's
I'm not
like,
opposed to that.
yeah.
It's a forever. That plastic is forever. Like that's what most of our microplastics that end up in the ocean and things. Like it's coming from
Uh-huh.
a lot of bags. That's for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
But it's like,
Um,
can we avoid plastic at all because it's in the air? If you do any type of grocery shopping, any type of like your frozen foods, or like if you do any, just something simple, is in plastic.
Yeah.
And black
Like,
plastic typically, which is literally recycled.
yeah.
Anytime you see black plastic, it's recycled plastic. Don't even you shouldn't even be using it for anything. But it's like, all right, fuck it. You know what? We're just gonna use the recycled shit for food products.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like,
Even
how do
worse
you
than that.
avoid it? How do
And the
you
FDA
avoid
doesn't
it?
have anything to say anything about it. The FDA is
It's
like,
like
no, this is normal. It's fine.
you're talking about the black plastic. So like down there, like if you go and get like go to a restaurant and get a takeout, do they put it in like that black plastic
Yep.
container?
Every time.
Super bad.
Yeah.
Super bad for you. Super
Mm-hmm.
bad.
So why would we? So that's so. How do you avoid it? Really, we have
Cook
to
at
get
home.
back to a self-sustaining model. Like people have
Yeah.
to actually, do herb gardens inside. We're in a time where LEDs like they can actually grow shit. Like so, a very cheap cost of doing that and doing it indoor. If you don't have the ability to do outdoor, like you can make you know, at least a third of your groceries just off what you can do in a reasonable amount of space. But
Yeah.
people don't prioritize it. And when something does occur, we have 6 days of food in the stores. So
Yeah.
hopefully you guys have something because otherwise, the larger the populace, the more people are going to go ape shit. Because when people don't have anything, shit comes to the
Six
house.
days, depending on the pockets of the shoppers, because some people go in there and buy fucking everything up and say fuck everybody.
Yeah.
Even before that, like if they don't think that more is coming, then you're gonna have armed people taking over just the store. It's
Yeah.
area militias. It's what happens in every country that we change the power to. That's what happens to them locally. Like it just hasn't happened to us, so we don't know that experience. But it happens all the time, all over the world. Um, but it is going to happen. I mean, they know that our
Yeah.
infrastructure in America. I don't know about y'all's power infrastructure, but ours is based on four grids, and when one of them goes down, the other ones are strained because it can still, push power to the other one. But once it goes down, like the other ones only have so long before they go down as well. So
Mm-hmm.
power's a
Yeah.
big thing for me, and then water. If
And
you don't
what,
have power, you don't have water.
one of your grids is relying on our grid.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the Hoover
North,
If
Dam?
north.
if you remember back to the blackout of 2004-ish, do you remember that?
Yep.
So that affected essentially Southern Ontario, which is the province that Toronto is in, and the northern like Buffalo, whatever that other state is, next to New York State. So that whole grid was fucking locked out, and that's the same grid that provides the power to Southern Ontario, Toronto, the GTA we call it, which is the Greater Toronto Area, Buffalo, that whole southern area. So, one goes down, we're all affected.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I can't live up there though. I mean, y'all freeze it up pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It matter of, yeah, a day or so. I mean, if
and
that.
the whole thing is, what they started doing? They started so back in the day, fireplaces and houses were a big thing
Mm-hmm.
because power goes out, you could fire in the house, you could heat up the house, right? Wood stove, stuff like that. They got rid of all that shit. Now you're fucked. If you don't have electricity, you are fucked. You better have some good generators.
Yeah. Look at all those people that died in Texas. Remember when they had that big winter storm down there and people like basically froze to death because of how cold it was and because they lost power. They couldn't heat up their houses, couldn't
Which
eat.
goes back to what we were talking about on the episode we just did on your show with the climate shifting. So now it's, you get places, I believe there was snow in Mexico, northern Florida.
Yep. Good stuff.
So
Good
now
stuff.
those areas are starting to get snow and we're actually getting warmer.
Oh, the global warming. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's manipulation. I think. I mean, I don't even think it's the climate changing. I think that it's literally manipulation, and it has
Of
the
course.
butterfly effect type shit.
Do
Like
you do
it's
you remember do you remember the I don't know if you played games back when you were a kid, but do you remember Command and Conquer?
oh hell yeah.
Do you remember Red Alert
You're looking behind him
when
like he's got it.
you remember Red Alert and one of the things that as you built your army was weather manipulation?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Once
It's
again, they're telling us some stuff, right?
I can tell you the Operation Popeye from Vietnam was the operation that was for weather manipulation. Like we've known about this since it was 1898. There's a guy that was
Yeah.
able to do it out in Texas. So like we've known weather manipulation was a thing for a while, but they just didn't want to admit it because it comes with some things that other people wouldn't approve. We're not going to approve getting dusted with aluminum and barium, which you said
Yeah.
earlier, like sugar is attributing to. Um, you're saying sugar attributed, but the aluminum is very, very
Oh yeah,
important
big time.
because
Metals
the
and
metals
stuff.
in the brain.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
look at deodorants, all the deodorants, aluminum.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know a natural deodorant is actually lime? If you cut a lime and you fucking just put the lime on your pits,
Mm-hmm.
it's a natural deodorant.
Well, that shit don't work for me. I tried it. The natural deodorant, and I was like, I got to go back to the aluminum. I can't walk around like this. But I tried the natural deodorants, and it just But it's like you're saying with the sugars and manipulations with the metals and how they changed the whole even the weather patterns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just like look at the hurricanes. Like you're down in Florida, we got them in South Carolina, obviously, and look how big. Every year they get bigger and bigger and bigger. South Carolina last year got all this snow. I was in South Carolina for 13 years, and I think we got snow one time, and it was only like maybe an inch of snow. They got pelted this year, and then ice on top of that. And in the Panhandle of Florida, I remember because I was in West Palm Beach, but had family. Like my grandpa was from Tallahassee. He saw a little bit of snow, but it wasn't a lot. It wasn't common. Now you're seeing it every year.
Especially
So
the past 2 years, yeah. We
past 2 years.
this year it was this year it was like we got 9 inches this year, and it was like holy shit, like this is craziness.
Wow.
And it's
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
like I've never seen that. I've been in Florida my whole life. Well, I mean, I moved around a lot, but it was my main base, and like I've never seen it. I've seen snow here, like in the same area, 2012, and it was like it barely stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the fact that they're making these types of gains in the product. I mean, in 2010, I had watched a documentary. I was listening for all the conspiracies and all this shit, and they always dead ended in reptilians. Because when I got to reptilians, I'm like, all right, walk it back. But like, all right, I turned wrong somewhere. But like one of the things that I had heard was that the DoD and the Department of the Navy had said that they wanted to control the weather by 2027. They wanted to have full control of it, and it's a very specific time frame. And then as it's happening and we're seeing it more and more, it's like, oh, I think they're doing a pretty well. They're doing a shitty job, but they can probably control it. But to us, it's shitty because they took that hurricane from the Gulf right up to North Carolina unexpectedly, and it
Mm-hmm.
devastated the whole area. Asheville was, that's where I have a lot of family, and my sister was missing
Yeah.
for damn near 2 weeks.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
because it was like, there's no once something crazy like that happens, there's not really, there's no power. There's
Mm-hmm.
shit everywhere. There's people like, that got washed out of their homes and shit. Like there's dead bodies on the street type of shit.
Yeah.
Um, Reminded like my wife said it was like Katrina for her, but I've heard the whole time that was manipulation. Even Katrina back in the day, I had heard was HARP, the very first weather manipulation.
Mhm.
Making it
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
Alaska. So like that's, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been hearing about it since then, and it's just been looking up at the skies more and more, going, yeah, that's not right.
Or the tornadoes. Like, come on, like these tornadoes could be like what is it? The cat is it the
Yeah,
E6?
F5,
The F5, F6. They could be F6. You know,
This is the first time we ever saw
Category
F6.
6 for hurricane. Like,
Fucked.
Have you
Yeah,
ever experienced a hurricane?
lots.
me?
Yeah, both of you.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, cuz when I remember Hurricane Andrew. I was I was like I was 3 or 4.
94.
Okay, if it yeah, then I was 5. I remember we went to Atlanta, Georgia. We went up to Georgia, and it followed us up there. And I can remember standing at the hotel window, seeing stuff fly past the window. But we had to leave because we were in West Palm Beach, and Miami got hit so hard it devastated Miami.
Yep. I
Um,
mean, it took everything off the ground there in Homestead. like just flat, zero, nothing. There is nothing there. There is no one there. It's like holy shit. Like okay, but that. It's we have hurricane parties though. If you're from Florida, you're Floridian, then we have hurricane parties. Like it's like power's gonna go out.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's gonna be some tornadoes. If you have to help your neighbors do shit and do like cut trees, do whatever you need for the roads. It is what it is. Like, we're gonna party while the power's out because we ain't gotta go to work either. Hey,
Right. And I think that's what
Yeah.
they did in Miami, and a lot of them died.
Yep.
Because it was it was a Cat 5. Yeah, it was a Cat 5 when it hit.
I think it was a Cat 5 when it hit. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
when it hit, and it
pushed
leveled.
all the way up.
Yeah.
Hurricanes are fucking sketchy. I experienced what was it back in 2019? What was it? Hurricane Dorian. I think that was the name of it. That took out all the Bahamas. So I was in Barbados when that hurricane started. It started as a tropical storm, turned into Category 1. It started the day I was supposed to take off, and everything got grounded. The storm came through, and the next day we were cleared to fly out, and we actually flew above the hurricane, which is really trippy because you're looking down at this weird fucking,
Yeah.
you
Ooh.
know what I mean? Like this weird fucking storm fucking shit that's below you. And then when we landed, it had turned into like a fucking Category 5. Like we were so close to like it might sound weird saying experiencing that Category 5, but look how quickly it went from tropical storm to Category 5, fucking wiped out a big chunk of the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's because that water gets hotter and hotter each year, and I
Yeah.
think they make it hot. I mean, we're gonna just blame everything on people. Like I think they make it hot to where they turn into superstorms like that.
They
I
Yeah.
remember
absolutely.
Florence. Florence was a slow when they moved slow too. Um, they dumped more rain, and I remember Florence. I can't remember what year it was. It was such a slow moving. That one devastated South Carolina and North Carolina. Because it just hovered and it just dumped off all this like massive amount of water, and we just don't have the drainage system like Florida definitely doesn't either. To get rid of all that, and then yeah, that was another one.
It,
It's a
there's
crazy thing, one thing about where I live, we used to be exempt from natural disasters. Now we're getting earthquakes, tornadoes, fucking everything.
Whoa.
Clearly they're not hurricanes and tsunamis because we're not on the ocean here,
Uh huh.
but we're getting the earthquakes, we're getting the tornadoes. It's changing.
earthquakes, man.
Yeah. When
You
did you
just
experience an earthquake there?
Um, it was a minor one. I want to say about a month or two ago.
I don't remember.
earthquakes are increasing
I was in the basement playing fucking Grand Theft Auto and the bass was going and shit. And the wife came down. She's like, "Did you feel all that?" I was like, "What do you mean? Was it the
No.
bass?" She's like, "No, no, the whole house was shaking." And apparently there was an earthquake.
Shit. You might have a
Just
big old
I thought it was just me killing hookers on Grand Theft Auto. I don't know.
all right.
Yeah, yeah. She probably, yeah.
We had one 2 days ago. That hit Miami, and it was a
Yeah.
6.8. Like they're becoming more and more.
6.8?
Yeah, in Miami, and it didn't actually do much damage to us, but it did some damage in Cuba. Like it did some serious damage in Cuba, which is already very damaged.
And you didn't have no
Yeah.
tsunami threats or nothing? That's what scares
no.
me.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's the scariest shit, especially because I'm like 30 miles off the coast, so
Yeah, yeah. And Miami's already almost underwater. I mean, I was looking up a documentary on that, and it's just becoming more and more below sea level, and they try to build the roads up. They really do. I mean, there's nothing they can do. They try to build bigger walls because they took out those mangroves that kind of like break up the um yeah, they took all that out, so they're trying to like build like these concrete walls to keep water from coming, and it's just not gonna work. It's
you
just
could have
not.
just kept nature there, and it would have been
It
fine.
would have been fine, like seriously. But yeah, tsunamis scare the shit out of me. When I was in Myrtle Beach, we have a big old fault line that goes down the coast, goes right through Charleston. I forgot the name of that fault line. Yeah, I was like,
I didn't
any
know
day
that.
now that thing's gonna go off.
Well, there. Okay, so why we're experiencing the frequency? I mean, I started to see it in 2011 when they changed the Miami International Airport. They had moved, like they didn't move the actual physical location, but they had moved the the marker for what it was by 1 degree. If it was the 39th degree or the whatever degree it was, like the 12th, then they changed it to 13, and they did that with every single one. I was like, that's weird. Wonder why would you guys have to do that? Like that's a weird
Mm-hmm.
thing to have to do, and it comes down to the magnetic north was shifting wildly at that time. It started the actual crazy shift from right over Canada to being in Siberia, and they're like, yeah, it normally moved maybe 50 miles a year, like it would, just it pivots, but then it moved all the way across, and like, all right, shit, what happened there? And
Mm-hmm.
it actually messed with our GPS and all that stuff. So they had to permanently move it, and they said they were going to start doing the rest of the country at that time. But that's because we're going to have the polar shift, and the polar shift, when that happens, it's not like instantaneous. It doesn't just happen immediately, but when it does happen, it is uh, it is pretty crazy for the Earth. So like the
Mm-hmm.
last time it happened, it was the Ice Age. So
Yeah.
and it caused a mini Ice Age. So like if you're on a fault line, even anywhere near, like it's gonna change a lot of shit. And that's just, I mean, you can go back in the record and they can see every single time the magnetic north switch, because the direction of the grains, it's
Mm-hmm.
one way and then the other, and it's like a very short period of time between. They're like, oh shit. So if you imagine the like a lava lamp, how
Mm-hmm.
the lava moves inside, our core is nothing but iron, and
Right.
melted iron. So when the magnetic north shifts, it's gonna change everything, and it's gonna have that outward expression.
Is it
So,
gonna shift those plates, and that's where you get your earthquakes and stuff? But yeah, hell, I
mhm,
ain't trying to live
and
in.
all the volcanoes going off.
Yeah,
Remember
that
in
too.
Yellowstone, they said Yellowstone was dormant. It's not going anywhere, and now they're like, it's been rumbling a lot lately. That's kind of weird. It hasn't been doing that. Yeah, because shit's gonna pop off. I mean, you look at the freakiest thing that I know right now is the Navy maps for 2027. The official naval map shows all of the coastline, the Gulf, all gone.
Mm-hmm.
It shows the center of the United States just completely wet. It's all
I'm
water
gonna
now.
look that up right
Wait
now.
a minute. Don't scare me like that now. I just moved to and I'm close. Well, if Yellowstone goes off, of course we're going to be going into like what do they call that?
Like a essentially like a I mean it's an ice age, because you're gonna have
Yeah. But-
the ash alone would cover everywhere from all the way up to Florida, like so, and then
Yeah.
all the way over to like the coast over here, like, but not all the way. There's like a little bit that you might survive. It's not good.
It's not, yeah, it's not good at all. And then you got the San Andreas fault line. That's going to pop off.
It's definitely going to.
California is definitely going in the ocean. I'm sorry.
Sorry, the island of California.
The whole side's going in the ocean.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
it is. And this is, I mean, we've been, as far as recorded history, what's the biggest event that man has memory of? Nothing on that extent. Like what? Like I don't know. What's the volcano in Asia?
oh yeah.
Uh
You talking about Mount
Pompeii.
Everest? Yeah.
Talk about Pompeii.
Where's that
Yeah,
one at? Is that near
down
Nepal and all that?
I think it's like in, yeah, Indonesia and shit. So,
Okay. Yeah. So
but
that's
that
where
one, Krakatoa, when it went off, like and that's recorded. That was like
it's like a
Krakatoa
nuclear
was
bomb.
dude, yeah, and like what was it, 80 miles? Anybody within 80 miles of it, it was so loud that they were deaf. 80
Yeah.
miles of deaf people.
Wow.
Like that's craziness.
It's from the sonic boom alone. It just liquefies your like organs at that point because of the
It's
oh
the sonic nature. Like, dude, so we haven't had any those type events, right?
uh-huh.
How much time can you go? Like, how much time do we have before that's the case? Did you
If
find
it's
it?
my time to go, man, I guess it's my time to go. I don't want to go yet, but if it's my time, it's just you can't control it, especially Yellowstone and uh, you
The
know.
only thing that we can do as people is prepare for. We don't know what scenario will end up causing the biggest shifts. Like it could be
Mm.
war, it could be an asteroid strike, it could be natural events like a volcano. But the best thing we can do is prepare for like prepare in the best way we can, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's not much that you can do for long term. I just do it because like I prepare. I'm a prepper.
Are
Stay
you?
Um,
elevated.
You got a bunker? Any of y'all got a bunker and all that kind of stuff? Like a survivor?
I have
Any
a backup plan.
survivalists? You
some people
do?
I
may
got a
say,
backup plan. I'm gonna get on a plane. I'm gonna fly to Bogota, Colombia. That's almost 9,000 feet elevation. Not gonna have to deal with floods, none of that shit. I'll be up there in altitude. I'm good. That's my
Any
backup plan.
volcanoes? Does Colombia have any volcanoes?
I've never looked into it, but
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me if they did. But
active
you know,
volcanoes.
there's a lot of high evolution places there where, they
Hmm.
get earthquakes, but that's about it. I mean,
Yeah,
that for me, when it comes to stuff like that, stay elevated.
yep. If you have a
true.
choice to do it, like like because circumstance leads most people. Like they're not just the reason that like people stay in the areas that you're like, why does anybody live in Florida with all the hurricanes and all this? Why do you live in Tornado Alley with knowing that that's a possibility? It's like,
Hmm.
well, because this is where my family's at, or this is where my job opportunities are, whatever it is. You can make choices to get into other places, but like me, I'm not. This is not the spot I want to be. I'm right outside the largest Air Force base in the country. I'm right 30 miles off of the ocean. Like it's not a great spot to be for survivalist reasons, but we just prepare in the best way we can, which was like come up with a solution. I don't speak on it too heavily, but I'm not crazily worried about it.
You can survive the initial impact or whatever, but it's like, can you survive the next year, 2 years,
Right.
3 years? Do you even want to survive that long? Because it's
Everybody
gonna
I talk
be,
to, they're like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to be
it's
that.
gonna
I
be
don't want to live in that movie.
right. It's gonna be completely like mayhem. It's
Mm-hmm.
just
I got
life
kids.
would never
I
be the
got no
same.
choice. I got no choice. I got kids, so it's like I'm gonna try and make that as long as possible, and like that's the only reason. Like, because I don't have a. It may sound negative, but I don't have an attachment to this life like that. Like, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
There's the next one. We'll do it again sometime. Like, I'm not really worried about it. But for my kids, I don't want them to have to go through
yeah,
what anarchy looks like. Like, and especially because I got three girls. Like, no,
yeah. Little
I don't want
girls.
them. My
Yeah,
son, he's goody. But it's like I do not want them to have to live through the hardships, and if I can help that in any way, then I'll prepare. Because it's the price quote that I've got for everybody is about $11,000, and you can have a bunker that is good to go. You can survive continuously under. Now, do you want to live underground for 3 to 5 years? Probably not, but you're surviving.
all right. So you got food and water and everything. Like,
And then the ability to create.
yeah,
You got and you choose whatever foods you want to do, but we have the ability to grow anything indoors through LEDs using solar. Though that's the one thing that I can say is that
hmm
it is reliant on solar, because we don't. I mean, that's the only way we're gonna be able to make power like that.
hmm
We do have, and it just so happens that on the property I'm talking about, we have a spring, so we're right at a spring
yeah,
head.
yeah.
Tap into that, and it's got we got fresh water, we have the food down, oxygen or air exchange systems. It's but
Like,
other
but like in
than,
in the event of something nuclear, all that shit would fucking get thrown out the window because you
Yeah,
wouldn't be
yeah,
able to drink or grow anything on the land because it'd be so contaminated.
well, when you're underground, like the thing that's the thing about a spring head is that that's all. I mean, because if you have 6 feet between you and the surface, then it doesn't the actual nuclear
the
the nuclear
particles.
yeah, you're not getting radiated. So like that's how you avoid it. But can you stay under there? Is it going to be is it going to be capable of using the solar at that point? Maybe not. We will have to
Yeah.
figure that out when we get there.
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Because
if
like I got two nuclear plants fucking right by me. I mean, if anything were to ever pop off, I'm done. So you know what I do? I don't even think about it.
right,
It is what it is.
Hmm. Yeah.
What can you do?
that's
I'm gonna be vaporized anyway, so if something were to happen, at least I'm not gonna feel it.
yeah. You'll see a flash and you'll be like, "Oh, that was weird. What was that bright light?"
That was a quick transition.
Hopefully I got enough time to fucking pour a drink and light a cigar.
Yeah, really. Like
Just take.
enjoy what time. The guy from Google, the owner of Sanjay fuck, I can never think of his name. He said when talking about AI and the evolution and how it's going to affect life on a daily basis, he goes, just you guys need to spend time with your families, really, like enjoy that time that you have, and like
Hmm.
because it's gonna be there's gonna be this time period of unrest. So like that's not gonna be easy to live through. So we're gonna have unrest. That's
He
it's the
he
most
knows.
devastating thing.
He
Yeah.
knows.
Oh, he knows. Oh, he knows. He knows. But
Mhm.
it's like with them saying that, it's like they don't ever tell you to just enjoy time with your family. Like that's a weird thing to say. It's like,
Yeah, that's
no,
very weird. Yeah.
that's ominous. I don't know if you meant it to be that way, but that's very ominous. You know that, right? But he's being real though. I mean, just enjoy. I mean, that should be your. No matter what's gonna happen, whether nothing happens. Like I'd rather be just a crazy person and nothing's gonna happen. You guys, everything's gonna
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
you see, that's the whole thing about being a conspiracy guy or woman, right? We hope we're wrong. We don't want to be right. You know what I mean? Because if we're right, we're fucked.
Hmm.
So we're praying like, please let us be wrong. Unfortunately, as you go down the line, a lot of things have been proven to be true. So, I mean, the percentage of us being right is pretty high.
Yeah.
that sucks. That is
Yeah,
not.
it does
It's
suck.
not ideal.
It's not the world or life I want to live in, but I mean, that's why I fucking drink and smoke cigars.
That's just my fear. I don't want to live here and suffer. Like I know I'm
Yeah.
not gonna live forever. That's just
Unavoidable.
unavoidable, right? It's just like, man, make it quick, and I don't want to. I don't want to have to live here and starve, And because there's going to be a lot
Learn
of
how to
people
hunt.
that don't have those skills to hunt and to gather food or to make food and all. Because we're so reliant on technology, anyways, and we go to we're so like privileged to go down to the grocery store and get like the fake chicken that we can
Yeah.
bring home and cook. Um, it's just like, man, I don't want to have to fight for my
Well,
life.
buy a couple reliable shotguns and rifles, learn how to hunt, and you'll be able to survive.
Not out there, Phoenix. I don't think you hunting very much out there unless you start hunting people.
Ha-
Like,
Oh, please.
Javelina? You get them nasty javelinas. Javelinas is what they call.
Stock up on some gas, be able to get out of there to
Yeah,
hunting. And
yeah.
you'll be
We got antelope. We got elk up in the mountains, like going up towards like Prescott.
oh
Uh,
yeah, it does get to that. It does.
yeah, we do have elk. Big. They're
Yeah,
huge
you
up
score one of
there.
them, you're good to go. But there's gonna
Yeah.
be that's the thought when food starts going scarce. That's the exact thought of the people that are there. They're like,
Coyotes.
move north. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like you said before when we started this out, like I will not. I don't want to eat tarantula. I don't want to eat insects or anything else, like
Hmm.
any of that stuff. I don't want to eat. But in those scenarios, you gonna eat whatever the fuck you can. Like
That's it.
Yeah.
the my grandpa
Char it
was
up.
he was in the depression, right? So there's the story he told me, and it fucked me up because he goes, he had a how many? It was six brothers and sisters, and they lived in a farm in Watertown, New York, like just a farm town like up north.
Hmm.
And when shit got bad and there was no work anywhere, there's no money anywhere, like he remembers one night where they ate one of their dad's dress shirts. Like the whole family was that's what they ate. I was like,
Dress shirts.
yeah, yeah,
What?
like a flannel. I was like, what the fuck?
What if? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Like that's all they had. That's literally the only thing they had. And he's like, you know what? I mean, I can't let you guys. They hadn't had food in a couple of days, and they're like, yo, we're gonna, she gonna steam it or something. I don't know how they. I don't know how they prepared it.
How in the
But
world?
yeah, they
Wow.
literally ate it. Like that's what they had to eat. And I was like, that's
So
crazy. When was your next meal? He's like,
speaking
it was
about
like
that,
2 days after that.
I want to ask you guys a question, and then I got to cut out because I got to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning,
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
it's going on 11 here.
Yeah.
So, it's talking about eating things you don't want to eat. Let's get on some alive shit. If we were in a scenario and one of your survivors had passed, would you barbecue them?
Yep, no doubts, without a
I'm gonna
doubt.
have to pass, man. I'm just let me go.
You
And I
don't
don't
But
want
want
to
they're
to.
commit
already,
suicide. I don't want to commit suicide because I don't believe in that.
they have already passed for whatever the reason is. You didn't kill them, so why not make use of the meat?
Nah.
Like 193. like 193 about the soccer team, or flight. Yeah,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the one that
yeah.
where they ate
They
each other.
eventually like yeah, they was like they got stuck in a frozen mountain area. They're not able
Yeah.
to get out.
I
That's
can't,
exactly what it comes down to. They ate everything else that they possibly could. They tried eating the luggage, and then they were like, "Yeah, no, can't do it." So, yeah,
man.
Jose, I'm sorry about this, man. You was my boy.
But I mean, he's already gone, right?
Yeah,
So
he's helping them
listen,
survive. They
listen.
would have wanted
I'll
it. You
say
could be
this:
talked into anything.
if I was in a scenario
Can't
and
do
there
it.
was an accident and I had passed, and the survival of the people I was with was dependent upon eating my dead body, I mean, go for it.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
can
using
eat
it
me.
anymore,
I'm
guys.
just not gonna eat them. That's what I'm saying. You can
You,
have me. I'm dead. But to look over at Jose or whatever the person's name, I just mentally, it's a mental thing. It ain't about the taste. It ain't about being. It's just mentally.
I think it changes when you're in survival mode.
I think maybe you're right. Yeah, because
I think so because
You're
I'm positive that they weren't just cannibals like
I
chilling
just
on a
had a
no, they
beach somewhere and
steak.
it
I just
happened.
had a steak, so I'm not hungry. So that's probably why I'm saying that.
Yeah, right.
I'm not hungry right now, but if I was,
I mean, like, listen, if you eat McDonald's and shit like that, you've probably already
okay.
consumed human ways. So,
They said it
just saying,
was.
Pretty sure.
just saying,
Pretty sure.
you might already have acquired a taste for it.
You eat it like you go ahead and take a bite. You're like McDonald's, y'all motherfuckers. It's good too.
You could be eating
Nah,
Jose right there in that
Yeah,
bun.
you gonna be.
I don't. I don't think it's. I think it's Chick-fil-A. I ain't never been so sick in my life over fast food. That
Really?
almost put me in the hospital. And it wasn't food poisoning. It was like my legs swelled. I'm like, is my kidney shutting down? Like, what's going on? Like everything TMI. Like made me nauseous. I slept. I slept for like 6 hours. It wasn't my blood sugar either. I don't know what it is with Chick-fil-A. It makes me sick. And there's something in the
Every
meat.
time?
Every time. I get the
I,
little
I,
chicken nuggets. Well, not every time, but it's gone to the
Every
point.
time, so why do you keep going there?
That's what I mean. It's like my it's in the beginning I could eat it, and then the last time I ate it, okay, like the time before the last time I ate it, I got a little sick, and I'm like, well, maybe it's just, you know, whatever. Maybe it is my blood sugar, or maybe I'm just dehydrated. Nah, this last time I had it, which was like over a year ago, I had the little chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made me go night night. Like,
you
yeah,
tapping out.
I'm like,
No more.
why am I so sick of it? So I don't think that's real meat either. That has to be.
At the end of the day, you go to Chick-fil-A, you go to Burger King, you go to fucking McDonald's, you go to fucking Sonic, whatever the case is.
Hmm.
You don't know what you're really consuming anyways. And there's no way there's enough of what they're giving you,
Yep.
right? So there's got to be something else going on in there. It could be fucking, you know, tarantulas for all we know.
Hey, if like my wife said, I said the same thing to her when I found out that that there's a company in Europe that produces a lot of human meat, like a lot by the tonnage, and like they're not just shipping it to just them, like they're shipping it out. So,
Hmm.
if that's the case, then it's likely that we're receiving a lot of that meat, and it goes into a lot of different stuff. So,
And if you think about it, Europe is one of those organic places.
yeah,
So if they're producing human meat, what does that say about places like United States and Canada?
Oh, United
right.
States food is just.
And if my wife, she said, I don't care. It tastes good, and if it doesn't have it, it doesn't matter. I can't change it. She had the same concept as you. She's like, I can't change it, and I don't feel like
Yeah,
cooking tonight. We're going out. It's like,
ducks.
okay, yeah. If you don't mind eating human either, it's
Like
fine.
Yeah.
hot dogs. You don't know what's McDonald's chicken nuggets. You could just name some mysterious stuff that we
Yes.
eat
Yeah.
on a daily basis that we don't think anything of, but it tastes good.
Yeah, the weird part of the 1/3 of the world that actually doesn't eat insects. 2/3 of the world population eats insects on a regular basis.
That is true.
So, I mean, it's a matter of
Asians.
preference.
Yep.
Like that's all it is.
That's
It's
what it
all
is. It's preference. Like I was talking about earlier, they eat fucking lynx up north here. Some places they eat dog, guinea pig, they fucking crocodile, alligator. For me, that's like what the fuck, frog? I can never eat a frog, but I guess if I
Oh,
have to,
I grew
I
up
could.
on frog legs.
You see?
Really?
So
Yep.
for me, a lynx is more appetizing than a frog,
For
if
sure.
I were to put it into context.
Hmm.
Just don't get bit by no ticks, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna look that up. When we get off of here, I'm gonna do some
Yeah.
research. I'm gonna go.
No
Hey, you know what?
frog
If I,
tick.
if I get bit by a tick, I might have to switch to lynx.
I'll switch whatever hell I can so I don't eat
You
bugs.
know?
I ain't eating tarantulas.
That's it.
Or
So we
scorpions.
came full
That's a
circle.
thing here. Scorpions. They'll eat
Oh
them.
yeah, I've had a scorpion lollipop
Yeah.
before.
Nah, they eat the black ones and they fry it up. The bark scorpions. They have no problems grabbing one of those, taking the stinger off and eating that, frying that up. I'm like, I just.
I ain't frying it. I ain't frying it. There's no
The,
way.
the thing is, the thing is, those communities that survive on, having to go out and hunt for their food, they'll eat whatever.
Facts.
They don't discriminate. They'll fucking eat whatever they can kill.
Yep.
That's
Lizards.
that's survival right there.
A lot of people in Mexico they eat iguana. It's like a
Yep.
delicacy.
Yep.
Shit, they go to South Florida. They gonna be fucking made then. Man, South Florida is
Yep.
iguanas and pythons everywhere.
Them pythons, boy.
Dude, when it gets less than what is it? It's like 50 degrees. Like you start having iguanas fall out of the trees. Like, dude, that's some shit. You be walking down the street and those aren't like little. Oh, they're not little lizards. Those fuckers are big, big. Like, and they're all up in the road. Like that's just the way it is there. Like, but I mean, fuck, I'll do reptile. Like I'll eat reptile. I think. Like as long as it's just not too fishy. I'm not a big fish guy.
Kind of meaty, no?
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't like seafood, cigar talk. I remember listening to you one time saying you didn't like seafood at all. And I'm like, I
No,
grew up on seafood.
I don't eat
Fish.
seafood, and when it comes to like lobsters and crabs and shrimps and stuff like that, they're parasites. They're
Yeah.
bottom feeders, so you're essentially eating
Oh,
shit.
delicious. Delicious. Well,
But
I
Shrimp.
said that. Now I'm allergic because of COVID. As soon
ah,
as I got COVID, I can no longer eat shellfish. Like, what the fuck? We used to have,
What?
yeah. We used to, I used to not sweat like I do now. Like, now my sweat glands, like, ever since COVID, like, it changed something. And it sucks because, like, I sweat like a motherfucker and I can't have fucking crab boils anymore or shrimps. Like, I can't have fried shrimp. And it's like, this is bullshit. Like, what? Who fucking agreed to this shit?
And you didn't get the vaccine. You just you just caught COVID.
Yeah, 3 times. The first time, barely even recognized it. It didn't even register. I got a headache for like half an hour, and I was like,
Huh?
"Yeah, I'm gonna lay down." Second time, it was like a day that I was like, I just felt kind of groggy and shit, but my whole family was dying. And the third time though, it took me out like it took everybody else out. Like it was like 2 weeks of straight up just the sickest I've ever been, worst
Yeah.
I've ever felt. But like, you know, as far as Florida goes, we were open the entire time. Like we didn't have any
It's your
restrictions.
governor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they didn't give a shit. So when you look at the death rate of us versus people that lock completely down, we're and you adjust for the elderly population because it did attack the elderly worse. I could see that because it it almost took my ass out. So I would imagine being older it's worse. So if you adjust for the population, ours being an elderly population, we were like number 37th in death rate. So if you're a young person or younger than senior citizen, then you're fine. Like
Yeah.
yep,
it didn't cost anything,
yep.
and it didn't
Yeah.
for us to not be locked up that whole time and do all that stuff. We're still number 37. Like that seems like
It really affected the elderly and those that had fucking health issues.
Comorbidities.
That's
Yeah.
definitely, and you know what? As bad as it might sound, nature taking its course.
yeah.
And they knew
Well,
that. They
with us
definitely knew
pushing it,
that. My
yeah.
mom
Yeah.
ended up with neuropathy from. She got Pfizer and I got Moderna. I had to because of traveling. I made her get it because she has diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And she's like, I really don't want to get the vaccine, but she's like, I don't want COVID. She gets it. 2 months later, her muscles she starts like not being able to walk very well, and all of a sudden, the bottom of her feet, her hands started like burning and tingling, and she ended up with neuropathy from it. Not from diabetes, but from the COVID vaccine.
Those injuries are pushed down, consistently until like, the studies that are coming out now. We finally got studies that are like, hey, actually, those when you look into the vaccines and what was in them, just like any other vaccine, like they have negative effects. Like you have to weigh the positive versus the negative and the possible effects. Like because we said that for the regular vaccines, like the ones that we give our kids and stuff, like there's a 2% rate that they're gonna reject. There's a 2% chance that your kid is allergic to whatever's in the vaccine and they will die. And they're like, that's acceptable. Yeah, but 2%. Like, how many babies is that? Like, how many people is that? Like,
Right.
Well,
what is
2% out of
acceptable?
300 something million, that's a high percentage still.
Right. Like 1%. Okay, so just put into perspective, the army is 1% of our population. Like that's how big our army is. So there's more than if you've ever met people. That's how many fucking kids are dead at any time. Like, dude,
Hmm.
that's craziness to me. But again, any vaccine that we take, we have to weigh the good with the bad. Like, when it comes to like tuberculosis and stuff, yeah, you should get that vaccine. Even though it may have negative impacts, like still seems like that would be something we don't want to spread around.
Polio,
Um,
yeah, stuff
yeah,
like that.
polio. Fuck. But the thing about polio was that we didn't invent a vaccine until it was already on the decline.
Hmm.
It was already naturally somehow like declining pretty steeply, and then we create the vaccine. And it's like, okay, interesting. The measles, like the measles. Why are we getting vaccines against it? When you should see the Brady Bunch episode. It's hilarious. Like, I've got the measles. Darn. Like, they were fine. Everybody in the house got the measles.
Hmm.
It's just something that was accepted. But now it's like, oh, you don't want to get that. That's gonna what? Not kill anybody? Like,
When I
it's not
got my
fun.
MMR vaccine a few years ago, yeah, that was
Measles,
an
mumps,
event.
all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
those the studies. If you look at the studies, like you're going to see that those were never studied together. Those vaccines, when they're studied as independent variables in that vaccine, and then they add it together at the point of the shot. Like it's like, wait, but you guys that aren't testing it all together, like why does a baby, a 1 year old or a 1 day old just came out, they get the what is that, the hepatitis C? I don't my kid's not really out there, at 1 day old, not doing intravenous drugs or having sex. So, um, why do they get that on day one? Like, you don't even know what kind of impact that'll have, especially at that age, like on their immune
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
I have an autoimmune disease, so I'm sensitive to a lot of things, like as far as internal. Um, and it's I don't know where it came from. I have no idea where it came from, but when you have vaccines, like our vaccines were, my kids got 2 times as many vaccines as I did, or they were supposed to. Here in Florida, you can do religious exemption and do your research and say which ones you want and so on. And that's
Hmm.
what I did with each one of my girls. Um, my son, his mom, full board. She's dedicated to she's a nurse, so she's like vaccines. You got to
Hmm.
get all of them. You got to be up
Hmm.
to par. I'm like, but what
Do
if you
you
don't
believe?
agree with?
Do you believe it's linked to autism? Because look at the rise of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's that's a pretty deep subject, but it's like, yes, the stuff that's in most of those vaccines, the adjunct chemical that's in it, it's supposed to be for bonding to your system. They use aluminum. That's never good. It's never good for your immune system. They
Hmm.
use, you know, cloned cells, and those cloned cells, that causes autoimmune diseases, and
Hmm.
so the brain, the autoimmunes that are on the rise as well. Yeah, that seems pretty intentional. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'd just be willing to bet that the upper class probably don't get the same amount. Is what I'd be
Nothing is
willing to bet.
accidental. Nothing is
Right.
accidental.
Mhm.
Everything is researched and planned.
Yep. I think that's what
100%.
we all can conclude to. Everything that we talked about,
Yeah.
everything is planned.
And we're just a bunch of fucking bums that are they're test subjects. That's all we are. All of us.
Unless if you have the agency to not participate, and you have the, like, it's going to cost you either money or freedoms. If you didn't get the COVID shot, you can do a lot of things.
Right?
So
Yep.
Can
like
do it now though,
the what? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all
right?
of a sudden.
So here's my question. To all the people that got the COVID shot, do you feel ripped off that you went and got the shit because you thought you were going to be able to do this, this, and this, and now all these people that didn't get it, there's no difference.
I'll
Do you
tell
feel
you
like
this.
duped in any way? Like,
I'll tell you this. I got the vaccine because I wanted to be a travel nurse. I know that sounded weird, but during COVID, the hospitals were getting all these grants from the government, which
yeah,
means nurses, especially that travel nurses, were getting. I was getting like $3,600 a week, during that time, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just bite the bullet. I got the Moderna vaccine. I got both of them. Okay, and I went out and I worked and I got to save lives and stuff like that. But I also got that $3,600 a week and got to pay off some things and buy some things, even though I couldn't really travel and all that. And it was like a sacrifice at that point. It was like money
mhm,
talks. That's why I got the vaccine.
that's where they
But
got people.
what happened was I still ended up with COVID 2 or 3 times.
Hmm.
Do I know if it would have been more extreme had I not got the vaccine? I would never know. I
Yeah,
just I just know that I was able to travel as a nurse and could walk into any hospital and work because I had that card in my hand.
yeah.
It's a pretty big motivator. Like it's better
Yeah.
at least you do that instead of for some free fries.
I was just about to bring up the burger and fries.
Is that an
That's
inside
fucked up.
joke or something?
No, that's a real
You don't
thing.
remember?
Wait,
Was
hold
he a
on.
mayor or something like that? Wasn't
Who
he a
was it?
mayor or a governor or
Yeah,
something like that?
yeah,
He
it's a
was
governor. Yeah,
somebody of
governor.
political powder, yeah. And he was like, "Oh, if you get this vaccine, you get this free burger. This burger is real tasty." And oh, you mean it comes with fries too? Oh, fries.
Oh,
There you go,
I
guys.
totally missed that one.
I want to know who did it. Whoever did that, they are on. They should be on a list. They should be on a list. I'm gonna go. I got things to sell them. Man, what the fuck? For real?
You can
You have
sell
that?
them water.
I'm saying for real. Like they literally for that to be the tactic. Like they were trying a couple different free. There was a free donut for it as well. There was like
Oh
Yeah.
trying to motivate people through these simple little things. It's like what the fuck?
man.
If they went this long, like this is like 6 months, 9 months into it, like they went this long without getting it, and they're just gonna switch for a fucking burger and fries? Like that's crazy.
At least you were getting $3,600 a week. Some
Yeah.
people were like, "I'm gonna take the burger."
Yep,
Man,
that's
that's
a pretty
that's
big
wild,
motivator right
man.
there.
Yeah, if I wasn't a nurse, I definitely wouldn't have. I just wouldn't have got. I just would have stayed in the house. You know,
And it was probably a burger with human meat in it.
They're
or I
like,
had the COVID virus in the burger.
yo, I mean,
Probably,
we have
yeah.
for some reason we have in our lettuce and tomato right now in America, they're allowed to put the mRNA vaccine inside, like they're growing it with it. Like that's a thing that they're doing. It's like, wait, why are we why are we allowing this? Like, is anybody looking at this? Nope, they don't give a shit. Like they're just putting it into things now, like growing it
And
with it. It's
that,
like,
that's the whole thing. Whether you got it or not, I think we all got it in some way
Yeah,
because they essentially started doing it to the cows, the chickens, the pigs. So we all probably have some type of MNRA in us, whether we wanted it or not.
in the seeds, putting in the seeds, and then putting it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's
yeah, it's
craziness,
crazy.
man. But yo, that's gonna take us to the end of it for me because I gotta jetty too. The wife was like,
Yeah.
Where's that
Oh,
Yeah.
vaccine,
okay.
man?"
Well,
She
thank
goes,
you guys for coming on, and yeah, it's been like 3 hours. Literally, we've been on here for 3 hours. That's good. I
Yeah,
appreciate you guys
let
getting
me
on
let,
here.
let me know when it's gonna drop, and we'll promo it and stuff like that, and
Okay.
we'll do some fun things.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put it out tomorrow. I might. It might be
Oh, that's
tomorrow evening sometime. So
okay, okay,
yeah, I'm a quicker. I turn things around quick.
okay.
"Yeah,
All right,
100%."
perfect.
All right. Peace, guys. It was nice talking to
Peace.
you.
Appreciate it.
Peace.
You're welcome. All
Love
right.
ya.
Bye.